everyone
is just the bark of a tree.
Happy New Year. Welcome to the Rooster Podcast. This week brought to you by Squarespace and Tripping.
2018?
2018.
We made it.
We're in the future.
That's crazy.
This is not pre-taped at all, and we're not still in 2017.
What do you think 2018's like? I mean,
I'm Gus.
what's it? I'm Gavin.
I'm Barbara.
I'm Bernie.
Oh, wow,
Gus.
you guys just skipped right over me. That's cool. Fuck
What do you mean?
They skipped right over me.
Oh, the people in the booth?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're racist.
Just
How
don't
dare
cut
you.
away from Barbara the entire podcast.
Just leave it on
Just
here.
leave it- leave it on
This is where we
Barbara
live
tab.
now. for
This
the
is
next
now
hour
part of
and
the
a half.
podcast is talking about who's getting close-ups and who's not. We've reached this point in our
I'm
lives.
sorry.
So we're obviously, like I said, we're pre-taping because I'm probably hungover. It's New Year's Day.
Yeah, this is
With all the parties you don't go to.
Well, all parties I don't go to. I still get drunk at home. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's true.
New
You
Year's
get just
Day.
as drunk. You can get drunker at home than you can when you're out.
New Year's Day, I think, is the worst day of the year.
Why?
Why?
It's just like everyone's hungover.
Nah, it's exciting.
Everyone puts this massive stigma on the last day of the year. You gotta go ape shit, and then everyone sucks.
Where did you get this champagne, Patrick?
Mariel got it.
Where'd you get it?
Mariel got it, Patrick said.
Where?
Twin Liquors?
The one like here by the studio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Oh.
Because it's very hard to find Brut Nature champagne.
Oh, Jesus. Listen to this conversation.
Fred's?
Fred's. I said France like Fred's.
Yeah, I thought she
I
said
want
Fred.
two Fred's. We
And
are
I thought
from
they didn't carry any there.
You're gonna.
I might have to shake it.
Don't shake it. What are you doing, man? Do you not know how to open it?
I'm pushing.
He's trying to do it on purpose.
Don't-
It's
He's
light.
trying to open it entertainingly.
Oh, you doing it as well? Should we try and hit corks midair?
This is New Year's, right? We should open champagne.
Sure.
Oh, here he goes.
Oh, you're aiming it
Oh,
right
guys,
at the light.
Cover your
There's
eyes.
nowhere you can
Cover
aim
your
it
eyes.
that's safe.
Aim it at Gus.
No.
Gus is cheaper than the lights.
All right, I'm gonna get it going, and then I'm gonna let go.
I'm super bad at this, by the way. What is
It's going.
red
It's
thing?
going. Or is it?
Oh, Gavin. Other Gavin. So sorry about your lights, dude.
Everyone watch yourself.
Not good.
You're flicking it.
Go on, son.
You got it.
What's
You
Gavin's
got it.
official title?
Keep pushing.
Lightmonger? Other
Light
Gavin?
monger. He's
Keep
not
pushing.
selling. He doesn't sell the lights.
Yep. Okay, that was good. That
Oh.
was good. Nothing went out.
Pretty good. The champagne didn't even explode. Gavin, you're pretty good at that.
All right, who was it?
Be careful.
Give me some of that.
Up here.
I mean,
God,
I would
that's
like
the
some
worst
champagne
pour
with
I've
my
ever
bubbles,
seen.
if that's okay.
So I'm going to weaponize mine.
Oh my God,
Going this
Gavin,
way.
you're a fucking mess, man.
Do you need help pouring?
Oh, almost got Gus. Oh, shit.
On your laptop.
Damn it.
On your laptop, then in your waffles.
at all.
You put it everywhere where liquid shouldn't be.
Well, I don't know what to do. I'm trying to, not get it on the carpet. I'm very... Listen.
You're trying to not get it on the carpet, so you got it on your lap. Anna's gonna help you out there.
You ever see the picture of the students running across campus in the rain with their laptops over their heads like this?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's...
Did you ever see that?
Closed my laptop before I did it. I was... Thank you, Anna.
Did you ever see that?
I was a little smart.
That video of that college student in San Antonio. They call him Aluminum Pan Man.
Aluminum pan man? What did you hit somebody in the face with an aluminum pan?
There was a thunderstorm going on in his apartment complex, so he needed to run outside. So he grabbed a cookie sheet to cover his head, and you see him run out, and then immediately this giant bolt of lightning comes down, and it's deafening. You've never seen that?
No, get the fuck out of here. He gets hit by a bolt of lightning because he's got a cookie sheet over his head? Thank you.
Aluminum Pan Man. It's only like a 25-second video. I'll send
Bernie?
it in to broadcast on the Slack.
Do
I
you
don't know
have
if
a
we
glass
can.
yet, Bernie?
I do not have
got
a
it?
glass.
They already got it. Hey, this is it. See, R.I.P. Aluminum Pan Man.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
Wow.
It sets off car alarms.
Well, yeah, lightning and thunder usually do, so. When you get hit by a thunderbolt, Gus.
A thunderbolt.
Dude, you know what? I'm going to wait to talk about this.
Now talk about it now.
No, I can't. I can't because the segue that I used or the thing that inspired me to think about it
Okay, all right.
would potentially be a spoiler just to people who know the I'm already too deep. I'm too
Okay,
deep. I'm too
I
deep.
said okay. You don't need to say anything
There was
further.
a popular thing that I like that I decided to go kind of down the spoiler path with, and I wish that I hadn't done that.
Okay.
Like, I didn't watch the trailer to The Last Jedi because I was worried about spoilers. I didn't watch the second one. And I think even Rian Johnson specifically said...
Don't watch it.
Yeah, don't watch it. There's been a lot of backtracking on Last Jedi. Like, Mark Hamill has very humbly backtracked from his comments about the way that Luke Skywalker was
That he
treated in
doesn't
the movie.
like how it's portrayed.
That's what he
Yeah.
said initially, but then he went back.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's backed off
I
of
was
those
making
comments.
sure she knew, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, to me, they just wrote Luke Skywalker as Mark Hamill in that movie. Like, that's just Mark Hamill to me. It's like how he would play.
He
Luke.
came through a lot?
Yeah, like his personality.
And then Ryan Johnson had to back off his comments about the trailer being spoilerish.
Did you get yelled at, do you think?
I probably got a phone call, a stern talking to by someone. Who the fuck knows? Maybe he's like, oh shit. Maybe he read his own comments and was like, that's not what I intended to say, and went back and said something else. So, but I wish I had watched. I have since watched the trailer, and I wish I watched it because I don't think it would have ruined The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I always have a problem where I don't want to even look at.
I really want to drink this, but I have to have a toast before I drink champagne.
All right, Barbara, why don't you give us the toast?
Give us the toast.
To 2018.
Oh, that's okay.
You nailed it.
To 2018. That's all you need.
To being hungover and drinking champagne, apparently.
Yes.
And
Barbara,
to all
cheers.
of you guys.
To a wonderful 2017 and to an even better 2018.
Yes.
So 2017 was the year of what? If you had to sum it up. It was the year of, like, shame.
The Rooster.
And the Rooster.
I would call that rock bottom, 2017.
Year
I
of rock
hope.
bottom.
Yeah, right.
I hope.
In 2016, people were...
2016 was the year of celebrities dying.
It was, and everyone was like, oh, we need to get out of this year.
Yeah.
And
This is horrible.
Trump was elected in a surprise victory. President Trump was elected, and a lot of people were very upset by that. And they were like, oh, I just got to get this year behind me. It's like, no, that's not. Yeah. It's not going to get any better in 2017
said, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that one.
The rise of the cryptocurrencies.
Yes, I think this, long term, that might be one of the big things.
2017?
You think it's going to last?
Man, that crash around right before Christmas was crazy on that.
Yeah.
And of course, I was reading stories about people taking out high interest rate loans or refinancing their houses to get equity out in order to buy cryptocurrency, and then it
dropped like
in half.
25%.
That's a common story when it comes to any kind of run up in anything in the financial sector. You know,
But then,
we lived through the .com era, Gus. You remember everybody was.
But stuff like that potentially could be catastrophic to the real, like the main economy, if people start defaulting on houses or mortgages and other high interest rate loans.
But then crypto bastards come in and buy it all up.
Yeah.
Then we get a great movie like The Big Short, though. That's always good.
Then it's worth it.
Totally worth it. Totally worth it to crash the global economy.
It's a weird movie.
How close do you think we are? Have you guys seen the movie Her?
Yes.
Yeah.
How close do you think we are to that being reality?
So we talked right before the podcast started. I was showing Anna, who is here. Anna, she was just here. She was giving napkins, which seems like a horrible thing. She took off? Okay.
She makes us look pretty before the podcast.
She makes us, yes. She does hair and makeup for a number of different productions, but she's one of the people who does it on a regular basis for the RT podcast.
She hates me the most because I show up 4 seconds
She has to
before
do your makeup on
Yeah,
the
but you're
couch.
beautiful.
She thinks you avoid her. Do you avoid her?
No, I love her. She's great.
Okay.
I was in a PUBG game right before this.
It is unfortunate that this podcast, because of its length, we usually have to run in right before, like maybe 15 minutes before, spend the least amount of time in that chair talking with that person, and then you're like, okay, talk to you in a minute, and then you go to the podcast, and of course they're gone. They're not going to stick around for an hour and a half to have a catch-up conversation with you. It's a little bit easier. She also does $1 Million Butt as well. I think she did all the...
She 11 Little Roosters?
Yeah, she did all the makeup for John as Darth Maul, I believe. Is that correct?
I
guess
think
no
so.
one to
She
verify
does a
that.
lot of
and Ashley is her cat makeup. She did all that.
Yeah.
So.
She does a lot of special effects makeup.
Ashley was a great cat.
She was. Like,
She's
too
so
good.
happy as that.
I think she's learning from experience. Like, she's always had cats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even as a kid?
She's big in a new skills mode right now. She's learning a lot of new skills.
Knitting that scale mail? Or
She's doing scale mail.
It?
That's her big thing right now.
Becoming a cat.
She's building scale mail. Like, she has
real
shoulder
mail?
pieces and stuff. We went to the Renaissance Fair, and
It sparked something inside of her.
It bit her hard. Yeah, something awoke within her. But right before the podcast, we were... Anna was telling me about her trip that she took. She took to a foreign country for Christmas with her husband, and they did some fun activities there where they had to translate some stuff. And I showed her the Google Translate app, the free app that's on. It's got to be on Android if it's on iPhone.
Yeah, of course.
Google, where you can just hold it up to a sign in a foreign language, and then in real time, it's like an AR application, is what it is. It'll modify the words. It'll translate all the words on the sign to whatever language. Like, I was doing English to French because everything around us is English. And it's crazy. When you show it to people, it's like magic when you see it for the first time. But we were talking about this. What time frame are we in where we're going to have an earpiece that translates foreign languages to us?
Yeah, I mean,
on the fly.
The Pixel earbuds already do it in collaboration with Google Translate, but you got to have the phone, right? You still need to have that piece of hardware.
I'm buying that phone tomorrow if that's the case.
So it takes in audio and then translate it instantly into the earbuds? That exists already?
Yeah, the Pixel earbuds.
I'm amazed that we haven't seen this yet as a prototype.
It came out a couple months ago.
I had no idea.
Been able to do it for ages. What's the difference? You just don't want to have your phone do it. You want it just to be
Brian, that's
passive.
what it does, is it connects through the phone. That's
Yeah.
the
A
functionality
universal
you're talking
translator
about.
that sits in your ear and does it real time.
How
Barbara's
long is-
reaction, I think, is the right one.
The delay. How long's the delay? Is it instant?
It's pretty quick. I mean, it's not
Obviously
instant,
not.
and you have to keep the sentences kind of basic, but
It's
it works.
insane.
Well, like when you use the visual app to translate written text,
Yeah.
obviously the conjugation of the words is sometimes way off.
Sure.
But certainly if you see the words in a sentence, you're like, oh, I can infer what this means. You tend to do that anyway for Latin-based languages. You're like, okay, I can kind of see what this word means and that word means, and this sign says don't go swimming here because there's
I,
sea bears.
did I tell you about the
Sometimes you get a little off.
the time I used it in Korea? I was at a restaurant, and I was looking at a menu. Obviously, I can't read Korean, so I pulled out that Google Translate app, and I looked at it, and it said, like, pig rectum. And I was like, is that right? So I had to ask, like,
Why not?
my in-laws who I was with, like, hey, what is that? And they were like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, no, not ordering that.
Give it a chew.
You didn't try pig rectum?
I did not eat the pig rectum.
Would you try pig rectum?
Yeah. No, I tried pig rectum. Right?
I think if people are going to eat liver, eat anything at that point.
I love
is
liver.
Gross.
Liver's where all the poison in your body goes.
I love liver.
Liver's like
There you go.
gritty
If you eat that,
goop.
eat anything.
Chicken liver? It's delicious.
What wouldn't you eat? What's the bottom thing?
I don't know.
A pig rectum.
I would,
Yeah, is
I
that
would
for
eat,
you?
I would
Okay.
eat pig rectum. I don't know if I
I'd
would
eat that.
eat tongue. I'm
That's
a little
fine.
weirded out by tongue.
Eyes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't eat an eye.
Eyes.
Oh, I wouldn't eat
Have you all
eyes.
I wouldn't eat brain.
Have you all eaten barbacoa?
Not doing it.
No.
No?
What's that, like
Barbacoa?
cow face?
Yeah, it's like all the face, just like scraped off.
Cheek and everything,
yeah,
right?
they serve that in tacos all
Yeah,
over the place.
normally that has like tongue and eyeball in it.
I don't like
Has
eating
eyeball?
things that
Yeah,
look
sometimes.
like what they are. Like I wouldn't eat an eyeball because it looks like an eyeball.
What about an eyelid?
I'd eat an eyelid.
And I'm fascinated by this. So you wouldn't eat food that looks like the animal.
Or a part of the animal. Like
See, I think there's part of this with our language as well. Like there's some animals that we don't call them what they were as animals when they become food. Like cows become beef. You don't have a cow sandwich, you know. But chicken stays chicken, and fish stays fish. Or
Turkey.
chicken does become poultry at some points as well. You
yeah,
know?
but you're not gonna say, could I get the poultry sandwich?
Yeah.
It's chicken sandwich.
Yeah, but there's different categories of different things that certain things change names. Like pig becomes pork.
Yeah.
You don't have a pig sandwich either.
Veal?
You know? Veals will definitely never. I will have baby cow.
Look at all the
That's
veals
worst.
walking in the field.
Adorable baby cow sandwich.
all those
Thank you.
steaks. Even
Calamari?
Calamari.
Is that like a type of squid thing?
A calamari? No, I just think it's what. Yeah.
See, that's
I think-
another thing with calamari. I love calamari. I can't eat the ones that look like the octopus.
Oh, really?
Like there's those little pieces that look like the
Yeah.
octopus. I can't eat those.
Okay.
I
You mean
actually
like the
saw what the
circular
word
ones?
calamari comes from the other day, but I can't remember it now. It was like a callus. It was fuck. I'll look it up. Calamari.
And when you order calamari at a restaurant, you get like the little circles that look like onion rings. Sometimes, depending on how it's cut up. But then they also sometimes give you the like actual little
The tentacle part?
tentacle part. And
Yeah.
I can't
Well,
do that.
some of it's head, isn't it? And some of it's... Is it the head?
Tentacles.
Like if you dice up a squid head, does it become rings?
I think there's all different sizes. Of
It comes
squid.
from Greek kalamos,
Yes.
which meant pen, and Latin calamarium, which means pen case.
Pen case?
How do you make an
And that
octopus
became
laugh?
calamari.
Calamari.
You give it 10 tickles.
It's a reference to the squid's long tapering internal shell and its
I
ink.
like that joke.
Ah, the ink.
Yeah, there you go. So they try to be a little clever there.
I was
Wow, that's
totally
a really
listening.
convoluted way to say fried squid.
Fried squid. Yeah.
Well, there's. I wouldn't eat brain. Something I definitely would not ever do. I don't think, and I always find this completely disturbing when I see it in online videos or things like that. There's parts of the world where they try to eat things as alive as possible, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not into that in any way whatsoever. That seems torturous to me.
What do you mean by that?
They'll eat
like-
a fish when they'll put it back in the bowl after they've cut a piece off.
Yeah, like you're eating a living fish, or like the octopus thing. There's
Yeah.
there's literally markets. I'm assuming somewhere in Asia where they skewer a live octopus and the tentacles are like wrapping around the thing. You eat a live octopus.
Well, it's still like twitching.
Yeah.
that was in the Amazing Race like 10 years ago or so, I think.
Was it?
That was one of the challenges. Like when they were in Korea, they had to eat
Did they
like a
get
little
complaints?
octopus.
A living octopus.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotta get that little puss.
Would you eat oyster?
Get out.
That was the name of the leg of the race. It was a little puss.
Little puss.
Getting the puss.
I mean, if you eat a dead oyster, that's bad, right? You have to eat a living one.
Are they living when you eat them?
Unless
don't
they're
think
fried,
so.
I think. Are they alive?
No.
They're
I-
in ice, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't they alive in ice?
Well, let's look it up. I mean, this is Gavin usually says
I
stuff that's
thought,
like.
I thought a dead oyster was a Mingin oyster.
A dead oyster. Well, I mean, you're not picking up off the side of the
Raw
road.
oysters are alive until you eat them, in case you didn't know.
There you go. See,
Ew!
look,
Starting 2018, right?
Gavin
I love
knows
oysters,
stuff.
but now I'm a little...
Yeah, that's like the one thing.
I'll be
where I
less
was
likely
eating
to
it,
eat
I was
oysters now.
These are alive.
As it may sound gross, but it's actually a good thing because when those raw oysters die, they are no longer safe to eat.
Interesting.
Look at Gavin.
Wow.
Gavin knowing stuff.
You're so smart this year.
Well, I learned.
You left me hanging in 2018.
People actually don't know
I'll get you back in
precisely
2019.
when oysters die when you're eating them. Some people think that when you shuck them, when the meat is separated from the shell, you probably kill them because their heart is right there next to that muscle.
That's
that
a
keeps them in the
bummer.
shell.
So you just rip the heart out? Well,
But I mean,
that's better though because you're not supposed to chew an oyster either. You just suck it down, so it would just die slowly in your stomach if it was still alive.
yeah, I mean, I get that any kind of food that's based on an animal has to be killed at some point, and that does seem like the normal way that they would go about killing it. So, you know,
Bring me 10 oysters
I don't know.
alive.
I always wondered that because I told a story about how I was asked to film a horse get shot in the head, but I didn't do it because it was minging. But it'd be interesting on a slow-mo, like super high-speed level,
So
as you
depressing.
see the bullet like going in the skull.
well, go ahead.
Like, at what point does the life leave the cow?
What's wrong with you?
No, I was thinking, I'm like, what it would
You've
be like
gone
to
to the
watch
complete
that.
dark side with slow motion photography. What is up with
It's
you?
like No Country for
I
Old
don't-
Men, right? Like when Anton Sugar has the thing.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's
wh-
like you get shot in the head. But I mean, if you die instantly from a headshot, it's the bullet's somewhere. It's like 60%
I assume
through
it's
the
when
brain.
it penetrates the brain, like the second it penetrates the brain.
Let me know when you
So-
upload that video, and I will not watch that
Right, but
video.
imagine a brain like this. All right, slow-mo, right? Bullets coming in. When do you die? You dead now?
Dead, yeah.
You're not dead then? What did you die of?
The thing penetrating your brain.
What you die of.
You can lose, like,
I get what you're
nugs
saying.
of brain.
What's the point at which you know,
Yeah,
like, what's the line between...
Is it dead before it hits the ground?
Yeah.
Is it dead as it hits the ground?
I don't know if we talked about this podcast too. There's always an interesting discussion to me and we're into really weird territory here.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Like if I cut
To a
off,
long life of happiness.
if I cut off your feet, you're still Gavin, right?
Yeah.
I'm still Gavin.
Yeah, Barbara's still Gavin. If I cut off your legs, you're still Gavin. If I cut off your legs and your arms,
Well,
you're
if you-
still Gavin.
Like,
Like
I'm in my
what
head.
do I have to? But how far? Like how far before you're not you? Like what?
I would say like here.
No,
What
I'm
do I
still-
have to reduce?
You would cut me off here.
put
right?
you in a bath, like some kind of saline electric bath with your brain,
Yeah.
and you're still there.
No, I'm gone.
You're gone at that point.
If my face is gone, I'm gone.
Gavin's face. All right, that's as good an explanation as I've ever heard.
Because I'm stored in my brain and I express through my face, right? If you separate those, then one of them's not me.
Like,
not-
so here's what I'm
I
trying to
can
get
still
to.
identify you though from the head down.
How big is yourself? Like, what's the quantity that you need to be yourself? Like, how big is that?
Yourself isn't physical, is it? It's just electricity.
Okay, go ahead.
Isn't that right?
It's just a maintained state of electric.
That's hence the term the spark of life.
Ah, yes, the classic term.
But I mean, you can die without losing your brain.
Die without losing your brain. Yeah, you can.
When you run out of electricity, you die.
It's basically anything that keeps your brain from functioning. That's what makes you die.
Like a shot in the
Patrick
cut
is
off
saying
oxygen, you cut
that
off blood.
According to the Department of Animal Science at
Which
Colorado
has
State
oxygen.
University, a cow's head drops 5 to 10 seconds after it's shot.
A cow's head drops. What?
So like its head is still up and then it falls down.
So it takes 5 seconds for
It seems like a long time.
Well, that's just you can.
That
There's
just sounds
muscles.
like someone missed the good bit of the brain.
But muscles they keep the thing going. Like you can cut a chicken's head off and it runs around. It's the worst conversation we've ever had ever.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like this direction we're taking in 2018.
It's dark. We
Yeah.
started dark.
Look, 2018 is
not a
going to
good
be a
kickoff.
dark year.
What's
don't
that?
say that.
No, don't say that.
It'll be a very bright,
It's an
shiny
even year. I feel good about 2018.
You think it's a middle trilogy?
I think it's a good.
Listen, the 2000s are finally legal.
Yeah, they were finally legal for what?
Just
Voting?
watch porn,
Voting.
buying cigarettes.
Buying cigarettes.
What do you think there's ever been anyone under the age of 18 who sees the "you have to be 18" warning gone? Oh.
Aw, damn it.
do that.
Got me again.
I mean, really?
Back.
Is anybody doing that?
Maybe I would assume maybe like a young kid who's maybe afraid of like what
Cops are going to
will
come?
happen if like they lie on the internet.
Sure, that's true.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's people who believe it. And it's actually good to catch people who are, anyone who would fall for that probably shouldn't be watching
Probably
adult material.
way too young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably shouldn't be doing that kind of thing.
So maybe that's what it's in place for.
Maybe that's what it's in place. Well, it's in place for liability reasons.
Yeah.
That's it. So they can say, well, they clicked on it, so it's them. Did I tell you about my friend who won't use a face recognition phone because they believe that it kills your deniability? That I didn't do that on my phone? For now, anybody who uses a facial recognition phone...
But couldn't they do that with Touch ID already?
That was my argument, but...
What does he mean? What's his point?
That in case later in life you want to say, I didn't go look at that website, I didn't do that, that the phone capturing your face says that it was definitely you. Like, your phone knows who's using it at all points in time now.
It's true. That is weird, though, the facial recognition. It's always watching you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you, pay for things that way, you unlock it that way, so it's always looking at you.
Yep.
It's looking at you when it needs to.
I don't know about you guys, but whenever you open the camera and it's accidentally the front-facing camera, it's always like never a good.
So your phone thinks you're really ugly.
Yeah, that's always your phone's vision of you.
Or when you're staring blankly at the screen light.
When I wake up in the morning and if I grab my phone off my nightstand and I look, I hold it up in front of me and I'm laying down, it never recognizes me. I have to move the angle up a little bit so that it recognizes that it's my face.
That's so funny.
It's what do I look like with all that gravity just
I feel like the only people who are going to be paranoid about that are people doing dodgy shit.
Weren't you the one talking about how you couldn't deny, you wouldn't have an alibi because your phone knows where you are all the time?
No, I'm saying I would have an alibi. What's your point?
Wasn't this a
Because he's
discussion
not
about
up to antics.
security cameras in the UK? Wasn't that where we were talking about this last time?
He likes those.
How you like it and everyone else doesn't?
Uh-huh.
I like it.
People in the UK like it.
I would like it.
I would rather if I'm, walking down a dark alley where there's an ATM, that there's a camera looking at it, than not.
No.
Patrick got me some stroopwafels.
ATM probably has a camera in it.
Have a stroopwafel.
Stroopwafel with champagne. It's 2018.
Stroopwafel? These are wet. Why? Oh, from the champagne.
But outside of the bag of wet.
What champagne?
Do you know? Keep passing it.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't want to. That's fine. Did you see
Let me enjoy them on my own.
The Twitter thread that Chrissy Teigen had last night about her flight to Japan?
I don't understand that decision.
It's so fucking bizarre.
We should probably explain it. Yeah.
On LA to Tokyo,
she got on an All Nippon Airway flight from Los Angeles bound for Tokyo. 4 hours into the flight. Yes, nonstop. They weren't stopping in Alaska, Barbara. 4 hours into the flight, the flight turned around and came. You've been really mean to me this podcast. So I'm dishing it back to you. Yes.
What did I say?
4 hours into the flight, they turned around and land back at LAX. So they end up spending 8 hours in the flight.
Because one person on the flight had a ticket for a different airline.
For a United flight.
And it wasn't a United
And they realized
plane.
they had an unauthorized person on the flight.
But at what point do they think it's better and cheaper to turn everyone back than just go to Tokyo and send that bastard back on his own?
Could be just procedure. I mean,
though. Think of all the missed appointments in Tokyo. Think of all the hotels that aren't you have to check in on your first stay at a hotel, your first night, otherwise you lose the thing.
How long is the flight?
I never understood
it was 10 hours.
So basically, they were 2 hours away, or not 2 hours away, but the 8 hours they spent on the flight.
And then I think she said they came back, and then they were taken to a secure area of the airport. Everyone had to deplane, and they were all kept in a room. Everyone was interviewed on the flight.
Oh, my God.
And then eventually they got on a different flight.
I don't buy it. There must be something else going on.
Right.
They surely wouldn't do that because someone's on the wrong plane.
Right. It seems like a really weird decision.
Interviewing other people on the plane?
Yeah,
What's that about?
How do you get on the wrong flight? Who is this person?
And how do you realize 4 hours in?
Who's like, oh, shit, I was just going to San Francisco.
What if they don't speak English? That's possible.
And if they didn't say something, would the plane have just kept going?
Also,
did they discover the wrong ticket?
Airlines are so strict about that whole, when you're checking in there, always having the right ticket, they scan you in.
Yeah, she wrote a great tweet about that.
The beep bop.
The beep boop machine. Apparently the beep boop machine just goes beep boop. That's all it does. And nobody pays attention to it.
But I've seen the beep boop machine turn away people who are about to get on the wrong flight.
Really?
Yeah.
So there's got to be something else going on there.
You said that maybe the person doesn't speak English. All Nippon Airway is a Japanese-based airline, and I've been on an ANA flight before, and they normally do both Japanese and English announcements.
Okay.
So maybe they didn't speak Japanese or English, but
that is unfortunate. 4 hours in, it's like you've been flying for a bit, you've watched the movie, you've probably eaten. That's exactly the time that people are going to be asleep.
Somebody had a medical emergency. No. It wasn't like that.
I think that's
just somebody made a mistake and got on the plane, so they took everyone back.
It's like they went up, had dinner, watched Gran Torino, and they came back home.
Gran Torino. Good choice, though. That's
but it's like, imagine being woken up if you fell asleep, especially in business or something. You're probably going to be straight asleep on that flight. And then realizing that you're going straight back. How
or waking up when you land back in LA. It's like, oh, it's been 8 hours. I guess we're here early. Oh, we're back in LA. Fuck.
There must have been a lot of miserable people on that flight.
Yeah.
Without naming names. We have someone who has worked at Rooster Teeth who had a panic attack on a flight and made the flight turn around on the runway, on the tarmac, and come back to the gate.
Didn't take off yet.
At least it hadn't taken off.
Right, and that was a mortifying experience for that person because they were in the back galley, and the crew put their jacket, I think, over their head and said, just walk out and don't look at anybody.
Oh my
That's
God.
it, because everyone was furious. And that was probably like maybe a 30-minute delay. But this wasn't even a medical like anxiety thing. This was just somebody who was like, oh, I got on the wrong plane. Sorry, everybody.
I mean, so they're saying.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So they're saying, right?
The cost involved in rebooking everyone's travel, I assume putting them up that night back in LA.
Wasted fuel for 8 hours in the air.
And all the insurance claims on like missed hotel rooms and stuff must have been phenomenal compared to the cost of sending one person back.
It really, there's
Yeah, like,
must
why
have been
didn't they
something
just
else.
keep going to Tokyo, land, and
I
then
just
send that
don't
person
believe
back?
if that is procedure, that's an insane procedure.
Well, I think they probably, I don't know, I'm total conjecture here. If they have that procedure in place, it's probably written for security reasons. And they don't have the ability to go, oh, well, in this case, this person's just a goofy idiot.
So
They should have just dropped them.
ANA released a statement. During the flight, the cabin crew became aware that one of the passengers boarded the incorrect flight and notified the pilot. As part of the airline security procedure, the pilot in command decided to return to the originating airport where the passenger was disembarked.
And apparently, since they all disembarked at the same time, no one could identify who it was.
I assume that's why they disembarked everyone. That way.
That person probably would have gotten jumped if they knew who
He's
it
probably
was.
walking off the plane with everyone else like, I know, right?
Wow, crazy. What a fucking idiot.
Oh.
I will say that in aviation, anything that is an unforeseen circumstance is avoided. It's just like anything that's an unknown, they don't take any chances with it in aviation. They don't.
Right.
You know? When we went
That's why it's so safe.
Yeah, that's why it's so safe.
So chances are that person only noticed that they're on the wrong plane because they weren't supposed to be going to Tokyo.
Or it
Because
took
if you
them-
were going to Tokyo, surely you'd be like, nah, I'm still going there.
Yeah.
Why would you?
What if they were on a different flight to
you-
Tokyo?
do you think
that would have been the best thing ever. It's like, well, my flight to Tokyo was supposed to get in like 2 hours later, and I'm going to have to wait for my ride. So, can we go back?
Run back. I would like to think that person realized right away that they were on the wrong flight, but it took them 4 hours to build
work
up
up
the
the courage. They had to get
say
drunk enough to
something.
say.
Can we go back?
Man.
That stuff is fascinating. I really want to know all the details of that.
It is like the ultimate example of someone who in traffic misses their turn and tries to make everyone else stop so they can make their turn. Do you guys run into this?
Yeah.
Happens
All
to me
the
every
time.
time I get in the car in Austin.
All the time.
Every single time. Two things in Austin I hate. A, nobody misses a turn anymore. That's gone.
Just miss it. Figure it out.
Just go around the block.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
it.
You'll figure it out.
You missed your turn. That's an expression. You missed your turn. That's it. Or you missed your exit. Just figure it out down the road. That's it.
Yeah, literally loop around.
Keep shit moving. The other thing is, people in Austin, if you're headed towards a green light and you're behind someone, say like one lane road going one direction, and there's a green light up ahead of you, and you're following someone to the green light, my inclination is the light is green. Let's make sure we make it. Everyone else in Austin apparently drives like, that light's green, I'm going to start to brake in case it turns red. I don't understand why people want to miss green lights. They start to slow down well in advance.
I haven't noticed that as much as people just not using their fucking indicator ever in this city.
I think that I just grew up driving in Texas. No one does that.
I don't
in Texas,
get it.
yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
That, and also people don't understand how to turn on your headlights when it's raining outside here.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Please turn on your headlights if it's raining. If you have to use your windshield wipers, turn on your headlights.
People will use their indicators to turn, I think, but they will not use their indicators to change lanes.
Oh, I don't see it ever for anything.
It is frustrating when you're waiting to pull out of somewhere and then, like someone's driving towards you and you want to pull out and then they take a right turn right into your
Yeah.
driveway.
Oh, I
Like,
hate
I literally, every time I go like this.
It's because of where we work. We all have to make left turns into like heavy traffic.
Yeah.
So there's always somebody who just like pulls all the way to the driveway, slows down, and takes a right. It's like if you just signal.
Or they don't
And then
even
you
slow
see them
down.
and you're like, are they slowing down?
Yeah.
Should I go? No, I'm going to go, and then they're not going to slow down. And
Yep.
they slow down, you're like, fuck. Assholes.
You know
You
why?
know?
You know why
Right.
using your turn indicator is a bad idea in Austin? Because when you use your turn indicator to indicate you're changing lanes, people then speed up to block you, and it's just you learn not to do that. You just learn there's a space, and I'm going into that
I'm an
space.
aggressive driver, so I get in there.
You just you just indicator and in you go.
Yeah.
You get stuck in.
I'm pretty speedy.
You probably also don't brake going into green lights.
No,
Yeah.
I drive
How
pretty
dare you? That's so
aggressively.
dangerous. you could go through an intersection safely.
well, it's like if the light is green, like I'm talking to something that's like
I know, I'm with
100
you.
yards off. There's a green light, and someone will start braking like 70 yards out. It's like you're clearly think you're not going to make this light, so you're starting to slow down now. But it's like, that's what a yellow light is for. A yellow light is to tell you it's about to turn red.
I want my tagging system to come into play at some point in the future,
Your what system?
where you can just tag another car that they did something shit. And if they get tagged so many times in a day, their engine turns
It's like
off.
a social network.
Yeah.
Everyone's license plate should be their phone
Like
number.
you could
That's
rate
it.
someone's driving.
Patrick sent me a story the other day. I guess there's this town in New Jersey that wants to ban non-residents from driving in the town. They've figured out that
We do that with parking in Austin.
Google Maps and Waze diverts traffic into their town, and their town just isn't equipped to handle it. So they're trying to pass this law where during peak rush hour times you have to have a special sticker that shows you live in that town
Holy
to
cow.
be able to drive in the town.
That's insane.
The amount of money that's going to cost to keep up.
If it's public streets, they can't deny people from driving
No.
on it.
Yeah.
Like you said, you talked about Austin and parking. Right? Parking's a different thing than driving. It's Leonia, New Jersey.
That's crazy. Yeah, they
I really
can't
wanted
do
to
that.
take a trip there.
They want to ban it. Where was it?
They're just
Between
gonna-
6 a.m. and 10 a.m. and then between 4 p.m. and 9 p.m.
What they're doing is
Wow.
inviting a lot of people to go to this place no one's ever heard of now.
Yeah.
Well, you have to get like a local person. You have to make a friend who lives there
Yeah, and
to
also
drive you
on
around.
public streets, they have this thing where you need a residential pass to park on public streets. And I don't even like that.
So you have to have an address
So then
in
cops are
Austin?
just going to be constantly looking for people with these stickers.
It's by neighborhood.
Without the sticker.
Without
My neighborhood.
They have by neighborhood. You haven't seen the residential parking pass?
Why would I have seen that?
I've seen it around all over Austin. That's many places.
Why would you pay attention to any street sign ever? Why would you ever do that, Ken?
Yeah, you're asking Gavin about street signs.
Do you pay attention?
Do I pay attention to street signs? Yes, Kevin.
No.
I do. All the time.
Do you pay attention to plane signs when you're on the plane?
When you park with, let's say Meg drives you somewhere,
Uh-huh.
and you guys are going out to dinner. That's a thing that you do occasionally.
Sure.
Right? You go to dinner somewhere. Don't you sometimes have to figure out where you're going to park? So when that
Do I
part
have to
of
do that?
when that part of it comes up, are you just like, I'm of no help to anybody here, and
What
you
if I
just
wasn't in
wander
the
off
car?
on your phone while Meg figures
What
out
if I was-
whether or not she can park in a space?
She's very capable of figuring out her own parking. What, do you think she needs me to help park?
You don't even participate, though. Is what I'm saying. You know,
Does the pilot need help when you're on a plane? Does he need help
Yeah,
driving
he does.
around the
There's two
airport?
of them. There's a co-pilot.
Yeah?
The other person sitting in the front,
Does he rely,
they help.
Does he rely on the passengers to...
That's not what you're saying. No one in the back seat's helping. The two people in the front seat. Is she your chauffeur?
Why
Does she drive you around and you sit in the back seat pretending not to listen to her while you read the Financial Times? I don't think so.
I'm just saying, if you don't use the vehicle, you're not going to look at the signs for it.
but when you're parking and you're trying to figure stuff out, like when you're,
What's to figure out?
oh my god, okay,
I understand where you're coming from, and I also understand where you're coming from.
Really? It's not like a joint effort when you're out with somebody.
Would you
It's
not?
like-
it is.
I mean, yeah.
There's like a
Would you not be
No,
annoyed
hey.
if you're driving with someone you're dating and they just flat out refuse to be
Listen,
any help at all?
I understand it's a joint effort, and I agree with you both, but I think the fact that you guys are forgetting about is it's fucking Gavin.
She's
So-
very capable. You know
He's
when you
not
see
gonna
a,
pay
We're trying to make it not Gavin. That's what I'm saying.
you know when you see a helipad, but you don't know when you can park in it? Or do you not care because you have a helicopter?
Well, if I'm in a helicopter, I'll probably figure that out after my 80th trip in the fucking
if
helicopter.
you're in a
Probably.
helicopter, I bet you're looking like, oh, I hope we can land there.
Yeah.
I hope that is a proper
Gus.
place for a helicopter land. This doesn't seem like a helicopter landing. I think we're going to crash.
Gus, did you know the airplanes, when they show up at airports, they park at gates? They don't just throw people out of the side of the plane onto the tarmac?
When you're in
Did
the
you know
back
that?
when you're in the back of a plane, do you ever look and think, "Oh, I hope we're landing at an airport.
Yeah.
Is this a place a plane can land? I hope there's not a no plane sign here."
Sure. And I wonder if there's one of those airports where they just back the planes in as opposed to pulling in forwards.
Where-
Maybe that happens sometimes too.
Where do you-
I don't know, because I'm not a fucking commercial pilot, so I never fucking paid attention.
Where do you park your jet ski?
If I ride a jet ski, I'll be able to tell you
If I
that.
drive a car, I'll
He
be
said
able to tell
ride.
you when to park.
I'm saying if I ride on a jet ski, if I'm riding behind someone, I'll figure out where to park jet skis.
Or will the person driving it who owns the jet ski figure it out because they probably parked it 700 times?
You've been a passenger in a car 8 billion times, and you've never looked at where to park a car or figured it out. You're just a
What's
babe,
to figure
lost in the
out?
woods, doing your own thing. Nobody else's experience matters in any way whatsoever.
You're making it sound like if I wasn't in the car, Meg would just be like,
That's not what he's making it sound like.
Not at all.
It's a joint
No.
effort. It's helping.
it's not a joint effort.
It's like
Because
it's,
she's
it's
looking for parking.
common
You could
courtesy.
be looking around being like, oh,
mean,
there's a
you
spot.
live with
Oh,
Meg.
I see this.
I'll navigate.
You live with
I'll get the
Meg.
navigation out, sure.
You live with Meg.
Yep.
So let's just say, I don't know what your situation is like. Let's just say it's your job to pay the electricity bill every month. That's
Uh-huh.
your job. She doesn't do it at all. And one day, she turns on all the lights. And you're like, well, that runs up the electricity bill. And she goes, you know what I mean? That's going to affect you, right? You're going to be like, hey, you're in this with me. Turn off the fucking lights. She's like, I don't pay the bill. That's not my responsibility. Flip, 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 flip.
She has paid an electricity bill in her life.
Hey, Gavin.
Yep.
when we go for bevs, I'll let you find parking for
Please
us.
film that.
I'm just gonna drive, and you're gonna find parking.
Please film
Oh
that.
God.
So you don't even know that that's a thing.
What's the thing?
That like there's restrictions on where you can park and when.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Well, of course. Gus.
I want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a domain, website, or online store, make your next move with Squarespace. Squarespace offers beautiful, award-winning designer templates. You can create a beautiful website or online store with an award-winning template. It's an all-in-one platform. There's nothing to install, patch, or upgrade ever. They made it easy to set up or transfer your domain on Squarespace. Instead of working with multiple vendors to maintain your online presence, you're able to manage all of your domain and building settings with Squarespace and take advantage of their easy-to-use DNS interface. It's never been easier to sell products or services online. Squarespace allows you to manage your products, orders, and inventory easily. Squarespace can also provide you with a comprehensive set of marketing tools to engage with your audience, get found across search and social, and grow your following. Start your free trial today at squarespace.com. Go to squarespace.com/roosterteeth to get 10% off your first purchase. That's squarespace.com/roosterteeth for 10% off your first purchase. And now that you've heard how easy it is to make a website with Squarespace, we want to see any websites you've made using them. It could be for yourself, your art portfolio, your business. You could put parking signs on it to show Gavin where to park. So be sure to tweet at us with the RT Squarespace hashtag. We'll share our favorite websites on an upcoming podcast. That's hashtag RT Squarespace with whatever you have made using Squarespace.
I've been thinking about building out Bernie.com into something. Like right now, it's just I use it for email and
You
that's
still have it?
Yeah, and
It's not Bernie sucks cock.
no, it's
It's been a long time since that happened.
I should check. My computer is currently updating. It's been updating for like 10 minutes now.
Does the champagne not help it update?
It did warn me that the update would take a little while. No, after I spilled champagne on it, I couldn't. The mouse didn't work
Windows-
anymore, so I went to reboot, and now it's updating.
Windows sucks for updates.
You're fucking wrong.
Because
It
now,
does suck for updates.
because it used to be like, oh, I'll do it later. I'm busy. I need to do it later. I need a quick restart. Now, sometimes when I go to restart my PC, it says update and restart or update and shut down. There's no option to not update and just restart.
And also when
Pisses me off when I'm in a hurry.
Turn
when
off
you
your
and then when you
computer.
get those, it takes a long time, right?
It takes
It
forever.
takes you it's half an hour of your life.
There are
And
some-
I almost died, by the way. I suffered through it.
There are some problems that I know on my PC can be fixed by a reboot in the office in Ichimano.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're about to go on a Let's Play and I need to quickly restart my computer and it will spend 40 minutes updating. And that will destroy a video if we're trying to make one.
That does suck.
And it pisses me off.
What's the problem that will be solved by rebooting?
The Elgato doesn't show up,
That's a bitch.
Oh, that poor
which I
cat.
need for my job to record the Let's Play
You
videos.
do. You definitely do.
So
You should do a thing where somebody goes through and just updates your computers every morning. Like Andy Blanchard comes in every morning. He goes
I
through
would
all your
love that.
computers.
I got
and
mocked.
just restarts all your
I
computers.
got mocked for suggesting that we have someone in the other room who just does like a tech.
you can schedule it in the computer. You can schedule it to like every night at like 4 a.m.
In theory, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then tell it to like turn on
But
and then shut down. That way, if it has to do anything, it's done it.
Why don't you get the cleaning crew to do it for you guys? They're here early.
we
Like-
just need someone to update all the Xboxes and PCs.
I'm
I
just
get
kidding.
it because what'll happen is if the boys are with their mom for a couple days in a row, like 3 or 4 days in a row, and they're coming over, I will turn on the Xbox and turn on their computers so that all their stuff updates. So they're not like sitting there watching it update.
Yeah, at home
And
sometimes
it's off when they're not there.
if I haven't played on my gaming PC for a couple of days, I'll be sitting there. I'll be like, I need to turn on that PC.
Yeah.
Just in case, like, I don't want to jump in, start playing Battlegrounds. Or like, why is my bandwidth shitty? Oh, it's downloading updates. Like I just want to make sure it's at least on, so it downloads that shit, and then I can just jump on and play a game.
Yeah.
So I just have to turn on my computer every now and then. It's bullshit.
I'm like a
I'm with you. So, I started following Chrissy Teigen after this most recent.
Okay, so
She's
I wanna
really,
go back for a
she's
second.
I'm
really
glad you brought
funny.
this up.
Because she had some great
you.
tweets this year, I thought. Specifically, she's had some great video game related tweets.
She tweets a lot about the Switch.
She tweets a lot about the Switch. Like, what was it? She had a tweet about Super Mario Odyssey. I thought it was great.
Still haven't played it.
When I was young playing Mario, I would have never imagined that one day Bowser would be stressed about his wedding, but here we are. It's like, it's fucking great. She had some great ones about Animal Crossing also.
I mean, her tweets alone about this whole plane fiasco were hilarious.
She was sympathetic to the person, too. She said, I realize this person has to be mortified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But come on, what the fuck's going on here?
And
Yeah.
she didn't seem super upset about it. She was more like, this is what's happening.
It was like,
kinda
this is my
crazy.
life now.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of dealing with it. No,
In terms
she's
of
really
like
clever.
calamities that can happen in your life, not that bad. You know,
Is
spending-
she? I don't know anything about her. Is she married to John
John Legend,
Legend?
yeah.
I know nothing about this person. Honestly, I see her mentioned constantly on social media, and I see her tweets referenced in lists. What does she do? Who is she?
I think she was a model.
She is a model or was a model?
I think was,
yeah.
probably still is for like a lot of different brands.
Let's
maybe.
see, Chrissy Teigen.
Is it Chrissy or Christy?
I think her name's Christine, but she goes by Chrissy.
Okay.
Okay, see?
And sometimes people are just, they get famous for being married or attached to a bigger celebrity.
Yeah, but she's married to a guy.
Chrissy Teigen is an
John
American
Legend?
model.
Yeah, what does he do?
She made her debut in the annual Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue in 2010 and appeared on the cover in 2014. She co-hosts Lip Sync Battles with LL Cool J on Spike TV and joined the lifestyle panel talk show Fab Life.
She's very
by the way, I'm not taking shots here. I'm just literally, I think it's interesting now that someone can be very, very famous, and I just wouldn't know what they're famous for. But I read their tweets all the time because people retweet them.
Yeah.
So I don't tend to follow people like that. I don't think I follow. We were talking about this, or I think I saw you post about it, Gavin. You follow famous people on Twitter, but you only follow people you know on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, I follow famous people on Instagram. I just don't look at their stories.
Look at their stories.
Stories to me, I want to see my friends doing stuff.
I can't help
But
but look
Twitter's
at their
like-
stories, though.
They're just not very interesting.
Because
to me.
once you start playing one, it just like rolls into the other ones.
Yeah, but you just swipe past it.
Oh.
And then after a while, it just populates the first few people as the people you always check. So then people at the back.
I really wish Instagram would update it so like the people you follow, you could see them at the top of your like story if they watch.
If they watch it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't have that feature.
You know, they
'Cause
just
Snapchat does.
added a thing where who was it that I just followed on there? It was on Instagram. It was Maddie, our intern from Melbourne, right?
She's from Australia. I don't know.
Yeah, she's from somewhere Australia. I think it's Melbourne.
Okay.
But when I went to follow her, like other people were liking her photos, I said, "Oh, Maddie's on here. I'll just follow her." When I went to follow her, the follow button instead said "follow back." So now,
Yeah, that's an update, I think.
yeah, is that recent?
On Instagram?
Yeah.
It told me that she was following me, and I was.
That's a recent thing,
I'm not
yeah.
bragging. Or
She was
anything
following
here.
you?
Sorry. Yeah.
What a creep.
What a creep. Yeah. We're coworkers. What are you looking on Instagram for? The thing that I do that with
Sticky keys.
it's exactly what that was. Trying to keep my PC alive. So
I know that beat.
It's still updating, by the way. So my defense of the Windows updating system cannot be overstated.
In Sky Factory, you have to shag trees to make them grow, so you hit shift a lot. And we all...
In what?
Sky Factory, Minecraft.
You make trees fuck?
No, you shag the tree.
And
is that you
what does that
fucking the
do?
tree?
That makes it grow.
What do you...
You plant a tree, and then you go, like... Next to it, you just hammer...
I feel like I'm in an
on wheel.
earthquake.
It's a powerful thrust.
But yeah, everyone refuses to turn off sticky keys, so they're shagging trees. It's like, bloop.
Are you enjoying Minecraft again because of Sky Factory?
Oh, totally. It's amazing. It's
I should have my
incredible.
kids play it. We have a Realm.
I don't know what that is.
It's the online service that's native to...
Oh. And apparently Minecraft now on Xbox One is like split into two versions. There's like a newer version that's the crafting's all different. I haven't gone in there. But there's now when you load it
Well,
up,
it's
it's
not like
like...
Sky Factory. Sky Factory just
Sky
seems
Factory's
like...
just a bunch of mods.
It's
A mod.
It's a mod.
With
And
mods.
So it's only available on PC?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So you guys play that on PC?
Yeah. It's so good.
Jeff and his chickens are all I care about.
How do you even know about Jeff's chickens?
Totally osmosis, because I hate to break this to you. I don't watch a lot of Minecraft Let's Plays.
Are you shitting me?
Sorry.
You're the only reason I make them.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I watch every single one.
Sorry.
I'll make a
Do you
joke,
really?
and I'll be...
I hate to get found out like this, but it seems like I pick up so much stuff via osmosis in the community, and one thing I picked up is Jeff and the chickens. And I made him show me his chickens. I went into the office and made me show me all his chickens.
I picked it up because I was in there once when they were filming, and I saw Farmer Jeff meltdown.
Oh, yeah.
Did somebody kill the chicken?
I think he couldn't find his chickens.
Yeah, sometimes a creeper will walk in there.
I just love the people who make the like best of Achievement Hunter, like the highlight videos, because I could feel like I could catch up on all the content and all the funny jokes without having to watch all your guys' stuff.
Look
it's
at
a
all
lot.
these chickens. You guys should get that on a soundboard. That girl is like the cutest thing in the world.
I want Jeff to say that now.
What were they? Were they ducks?
Yeah, they're geese.
Look at all
Have you seen this
these
vine?
chickens.
It's a field of geese. You used to work in Minnesota, and you would always complain about how aggressive and
Fucking hate those
overpopulated
geese,
geese were, and they would just sit there honk, 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 honk.
They chase you. They chase me.
Yeah, and there's a whole field of them sitting there, and they're all just honk, 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 honk. And then the camera, some guy recording, he pans over to his daughter, and she's 3, and she goes, "Look at all these chickens." It's like, I can't even do it as cute as she does it, and it's just like
really
one of the
wanna
funniest
see
vines
it.
ever.
The other day, I saw, for the first time in a long time, I saw "Go Wah." I remember that.
That reminds me of my favorite video of all time from the internet is the grape stomping lady.
Oh,
I talk about this every year on the podcast. The I can't breathe.
That's what happens when you cheat.
How was she cheating?
She like tried to stomp some more grapes after the time had been called,
Yeah.
and then that's when she.
She tripped.
Yeah, Gus, we've talked about this before. Gus thinks it's total justice.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna play this.
Are they? Do you guys have it? No.
So this will be like loud in the mic. Sorry, with the. Well, this is a 31-second version of this.
So it's not a Vine.
Here it goes. Oh no, wait! It's a setup. It's showing the girl, but it's not her.
It's a long Vine.
It's not. I must have gone with the actual YouTube video. Wait for it.
Oh, it's coming.
Wait
I
for it,
hate
guys.
waiting for it. I hate
Wait
waiting.
for it.
Look at all those chickens.
100% worth the wait.
Totally worth it.
There needs to be something in an iPhone that tracks when the person using it is not looking at it, and they are ready to show someone else a GIF.
Oh,
Because
that's an art form.
Yeah,
Showing
because-
someone a GIF as it loops.
yeah, because I'll be in
Yeah.
bed, Meg will be like, "Oh my god," and I'll be like, "What?" And she'll be like, "Hold on, waiting for it to," and then I'll miss it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It needs to be like she needs to look away and it needs to reset, and then it needs to know that someone else is looking at it and play.
Okay.
That there's
You just hit
technology.
refresh.
Or just a button, like a
Refresh would work. That would work.
refresh would work.
But I get why you don't
I feel
do
like
it.
there's
That's a lot of
situations
work.
where refresh is more annoying than waiting for
Well,
it.
because then you're also going to show it to someone, and they're going to you want them to have a better experience than you had. When you're watching a video as it loads, or a GIF, I should say, as it loads, sometimes you kind of see it in little bits and pieces, and they have to watch the full.
Yeah.
At least now in
loaded
iOS
loop.
11, sometimes if it's like an MP4, it'll interpret it like a QuickTime, and you can hit like play and pause and rewind.
Yeah, but
it's not-
sometimes you
if
can
it's
just
like- if it's
hold
not
down
every
on it
time.
and pause it. But you still
But
have
I've
to
done
wait
that a
for it to
bunch.
go.
That moment of like, watch it.
There's a risk in refreshing it because sometimes it'll take forever to load and then it's like forget it.
And then it's already ruined by the time you reloads.
Yeah.
Have
moment.
Have you seen The Disaster Artist yet?
No. Ashley saw it. She went to, I think she went out with Eric. They went to the
South
premiere
Mall?
for it. They went to
She likes
LA.
watching movies without you.
Listen, it's ever since Eric at the Know is like they get all these now awesome press passes to go to premieres for movies and stuff.
Well,
I'm on the outs.
he always had that.
He always had it, but now that he works with the Know gets it as well
Isn't that why we went to Hobbit?
because of Eric.
Yeah.
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 Eric is the reason why Elijah Wood is in Red vs. Blue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's if I had to credit somebody for it, it'd be Eric. He's
Eric
actually been
and
very
Aaron, right?
Eric and Aaron, yeah. Now, Aaron doesn't work here, but if I had to
Yeah.
credit somebody who's been very influential over Rooster Teeth without ever having worked here until recently, it'd be Eric Vespi. Yeah, he's done a lot of really cool stuff for
You're
us.
eventually getting everyone you know to work for this company.
Eric,
Little by
Eric
little.
Vespi was an easy one. Once he became available, it was like we would love to work with you.
Yeah, for
It'd be
sure.
Great. So
Super nice guy.
yeah, and his like the Blaine is super happy because he got to go interview Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, it's really cool.
The weekend before, we were going to hire a crew out in LA, and I said, if we don't send Blaine to this, he's going to fucking lose his shit. Which would be funny, but I still feel guilty about that screening that we held.
I rewatched
You
that
should've sent him
prank
and
that
then
you guys did last year. It's terrible.
Had like just some
It's
random
terrible.
guy named Ryan Johnson show up to
Oh.
be interviewed.
I love Blaine so much too because even after what we did to him last year, he didn't anticipate anything. Like he went to this interview and
Yeah.
he was totally happy to be there. And then all of a sudden, like 10 minutes before, he goes, "Wait a minute." He texted me. He goes, "Is this a joke? Is this a prank?" And I was like, "No, dude. It's not a prank. I promise you, it's not."
Also, I think Blaine would still be down to do it because he knows it'll be good content, even if it was a
It's true.
prank.
And if there's a 4% chance that he'll actually meet Ryan Johnson, he'd definitely
He
go.
would do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blaine's a good bloke.
He's in Australia right now, according to
He
his Instagram story.
He
is.
always doubts his performances on the podcast. I think he's great on the
He's
He does.
hilarious.
He does everything.
Yeah.
It shows humility.
There are some things that we do, though, where as soon as we're done, I'm like, okay, that wasn't good. But then it turns out fine, and it was good. And I think probably the one I think about the most like that, where I'm like, that could have been way better. You typically on the spots like that, you like walk away from on the spot, you're like, was that at all funny? But you get so many great compliments about being on the spot the week
Yeah.
after you're on it.
We did an episode recently of On the Spot after taking 8 weeks of improv. And it was like the first time where we finished the show, and I was like, that was really good. I felt good about that.
Talk about that.
Improv?
The classes.
Yeah.
Talk more about it.
Okay. So you don't have to yell at me. We did 8 weeks of improv, 12 of us at the company. What's going on?
I don't know what's going on.
It's just you were very aggressive and like, talk about that.
Yeah, because I don't think many people know about it.
No, not, we don't talk about it publicly a lot. We tweeted about it after it was over, but it was 12 of us at the company, various people from different departments. We took 8 weeks of improv with a teacher here who does improv at Coal Town, which is like one of the big improv places in Austin. And before going into it, I thought I was going to fucking hate it because improv makes me very anxious. Doing on the spot makes me very anxious. And I really thought that we were all going to hate it and it was going to be embarrassing and awkward. But it ended up being like the most fun thing I've done in a long time.
Yeah,
so you were not here when we did this previously?
I was not.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we did it at the Ralph Ablanedo studio, but
She worked there.
Yeah, there weren't very many of us. I think there were only like 8 or 10 of us who did that.
Yeah, it was
and that
like
was like
2
most
years
of the
before
company
I
back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. I think the thing that made it work was that it was people like who don't often interact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone was kind of like learning about each other. Mariel did it too.
You were improving your interaction.
I'm a little disappointed that John Reisinger did not take the class.
He should have.
He should have.
He could have definitely benefited. We learned a lot from.
He runs an improv show.
Yeah.
he literally is the only person who runs an improv show at this company. Mm-hmm. Although, I guess technically, MDB is one half improv. Because we sit down, there's structure, it's a game. It's almost like, I tried to describe MDB, $1 Million Butt, as basically one game that you would play on the spot, but we built a whole show around that one game. So I was hoping we could like come up with some ideas for other shows that are basically just a game, but one that's big enough to make a whole show.
How is MDB improv?
Well, when you sit down, you say,
at a round table.
like, you give me a prompt, I'll give you $1 million, but a snail follows you for the rest of your life. Then
you come up with
you're building
what
scenarios of us adding to that,
and you're taking what other people are saying and building on that.
It's almost the ultimate yes and, right?
It is, and I think honestly, it's not just on the spot that I feel like I've benefit from the improv. It's everything. It's podcasts. It's hosting a show. It's doing live action. Like you learn to just be more comfortable in conversation.
I think the biggest thing that I took away when we did improv classes all those years ago was don't worry about what you don't know.
Yeah.
Just lean into what you do know and go with that.
Yeah.
Which I thought was the big things. Before that, I would always worry like, oh, what about this or what about that? Like I'd let my own brain go on all these different directions.
It also helps you, like especially in Let's Plays or things that have a lot of people in them, it helps you balance conversation between the amount of people that you have there and also not to shut down people's jokes or people's ideas, which I think a lot of people do unintentionally, and you don't realize you're doing that until you take an improv class. Very eye-opening. I loved it. I want to do it more.
After we did I think we did 6 weeks of improv at
something like that.
Ralph Ablanedo all those years ago. It was because we were doing, my rationale at the time was let's hold these classes for people because we're doing more live action acting.
Yeah.
And Ralph Ablanedo is really kind of where we really hit our stride doing that. We'd done some stuff at Congress, but anyway, after we did the first round of classes for improv and it was 6 weeks, it was like everybody seemed to like it and it was great. And I said, all right, the next thing we're going to do is we're all going to take a stand-up comedy course, and then at the end of it, we're all going to do 5 minutes of stand-up at an open mic. There were literally people in the company who said, if you make me do this, I will quit. I will quit today.
Stand-up is different.
It is.
I don't think I couldn't do stand-up.
I don't think I could do stand-up.
You did some stand-up.
What?
You were doing jokes at the meeting the other day.
The company all hands?
Yeah.
You called that stand-up?
Yeah, you threw in some jokes. I liked it.
It's also like a friendly audience, though. It's like people who know you and work with you as opposed to
there was some
a room full
solid,
of potentially drunk
Jewish
strangers.
jokes in there.
I made some Jewish jokes. I made some jokes about how I'm terribly inappropriate. And like, I was trying, because there's a lot of new people who work at the company now, so I was trying to introduce myself and talk about what I do at the company in addition to being on camera and doing community management and all that stuff. So I think I said something like, you may know me as the voice of Yang, or if you've watched the podcast, You're Always Open, the girl who has the really embarrassing queefing story.
And it's like an official meeting,
all hands,
company.
End of year all hands with
like graphs and shit on the screen.
Get up there and talk about my queefing.
You didn't know the CEO of Full Screen was in the back.
Yeah, I thought it was quite important. I was like, oh yeah, this is where we work.
Yeah. And then there was that graph that showed how many Topo Chicos we drank, and also the level of
20,000. It's a lot.
And also my percent of puns that I've increased.
I've never had a Topo Chico.
I need to roll with stuff a little bit better because I saw that slide and they showed it and they were laughing. Like, oh, look, we're going to have the slide in the all hands meeting about all the Topo Chicos that we drank over the course of a year. And I saw the slide, I go, really? That seems pretty wasteful with all those bottles. Can we just do a different water service? And there was like Bernie's fucking joke.
In my head, immediately, I was like dividing like number of employees, Topo Chicos, how many per person. I was like trying to figure out
days in a year.
how many per person per week.
Was that a fake stat?
No, it's a real stat.
Oh.
Real.
All right.
I do have that awful quality that I think boyfriends are stereotypically have, where I try to solve problems, and I instantly go into problem-solving mode. And
But
I have tried to learn over the years not to do that, but
I hate that.
I instantly fall into problem-solving
Yeah,
mode.
where it's like you want to fix the problem, but
Right.
the other person is just after some sympathy.
Right, or they just want to vent.
They just want to vent.
They
Yeah.
just want to talk.
I'm
Yeah.
with you. That's a real sticking point for me. I can't not try to solve a problem.
If I hear someone having a problem, it's like, okay, let's figure out how we're going to fix this.
Here's what you do. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry.
What a bitch.
Man, that guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
Man,
Terrible.
it sucks that there's no parking.
You probably do that anyway.
I will say that we have an employee here that he hasn't been on the podcast yet, but it's David Eddings, the head of our publishing at the Rooster Teeth Games. And previously, he's worked at many places, and I think the thing that he has gained the most notoriety for is that he's the voice of Claptrap, and he now works at Rooster Teeth. And he got up at a meeting, and he gave the best intro for himself ever, which he said, hey, my name is David Eddings. You might know me from this. You might know me from that. The rest of you know me from swiping left. And I just thought it was such a funny fucking joke. And I laughed. I was like in the middle of a meeting when he does this, and I'm like listening, and then I go, just like this like guttural snort laugh at his joke.
That's a good one though.
Yeah,
It's really good.
Holy fuck.
Yeah,
we should have him on sometime.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Let me read this other thing here. We want to remind everyone.
Although he
this,
claims my car is based on Claptrap, the cell-shaded yellow car.
no, it's not the right color.
No.
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 Ooh.
I want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is also brought to you by Tripping. Did you know that the average family visits 5 totally different websites before booking a vacation rental? You can spend less time planning your next trip and more time relaxing with Tripping.com, the world's #1 site for vacation rentals. Tripping is trusted by millions of travelers and featured by the New York Times, Travel and Leisure, Forbes, and more. Whether you're looking for a cabin or a beachfront home to get away this winter or already looking ahead to vacations this spring, Tripping can help you find the perfect place to stay. Vacation rentals offer flexibility, perks, amenities that hotels don't, like multiple bedrooms, backyards, hot tubs, free Wi-Fi, and even fully stocked kitchens so you can plan and cook your own meals. With Tripping, one search lets you filter, compare, and sort over 10 million available properties on trusted sites like Vrbo, TripAdvisor, Booking.com, and more. Don't wonder if you're getting... I'm all over the place. Don't wonder if you're getting the best deal. You'll save an average of 10% per night by booking your vacation with Tripping.com. So don't forget, if you want to save time and money while booking the perfect vacation rental for your next trip, head to Tripping.com/roosterteeth today. That's TRIPPING.com/roosterteeth. Tripping.com/roosterteeth. You can look at a bunch of different websites all at once and get the best price. Thanks, Tripping. It's a new sponsor.
Well, you tripping.
What do you think is the most universal tradition?
Black holes.
Go on.
They've been around for a long time.
Go on.
I mean, really, they're everywhere in the universe.
Universe.
Right.
Tradition.
Is it a tradition?
It is, because they've existed since the dawn of time. Or very shortly thereafter.
Do you think
Wasn't there a
like
bunch of other shit before black holes? Like stuff had to become dense to become a black hole. Like surely a star must have
Well,
exploded.
the Big Bang was before that. But then there were some stars that like had very low potential,
I think
and we're like,
shit was crazy back then, so you might have had black holes right away.
shit was pretty crazy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the year like minus 4 billion, it was a crazy year. Like 2016, a lot of celebrities died, but 4 billion years ago. How old is the universe?
Isn't it like
5 billion?
5 billion?
Well, our sun is 5 billion years old.
Shit was crazy.
Our
back
sun's
then.
5 billion.
How old's your daughter?
Is the
What?
according to research, the universe is approximately 13.8 billion years old.
So our sun was formed pretty late in that whole shebang.
Well, yeah.
That whole dealio.
On a universal scale, we're pretty recent.
Yeah, there's 10 billion years that existed before our sun. Okay, what was your question? What's the most
Are there
common
new
tradition?
stars being formed now?
Sure.
Like Johnny Come Lately stars?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
Space.
LA?
Oh, I was just thinking about stuff that humans continue to do, and I was like, where did this originate? Like, wedding rings. Everyone knows that a ring on that finger is like, you know, they're taken. Well, when did that start?
And it's a specific
What
finger,
culture
too.
is that from? It's so
But
universally known.
It's different in different cultures, isn't it? Like in some countries or in some cultures, they wear it on the opposite hand on that finger.
Well, shit.
It's like so I don't think that's necessarily like worldwide. It's very common.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. But I think there are exceptions.
Yeah, and some stuff you can't figure out how it started. Like that's just stuff. It's just a loss of time.
Yeah, like it was before history was
Yeah.
accurate.
Like Amazon.com just came
is already
Who
there.
knows?
Longest tradition.
Who knows where it came from? I'm actually surprised how far back, how little you have to go back before you run out of information. Like, nobody wrote this down. It's like, this guy might have died in this location. We don't know. Just whatever. This famous king.
When the date of birth on Wikipedia is just a range of dates.
It's like even people have that saying, like, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But sliced bread wasn't invented that long ago. Right? It's like sliced bread was invented in 1928.
That's why it's so great.
It's like this thing you think that's been around forever.
Also,
Will you go to the World's Fair with me? The next World's Fair?
Do they still have those?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They don't have them as frequently anymore. And I looked up the other day.
Let's go.
There was one this year we thought about going to for the vlog, but I would love to go to the World's Fair.
World's Fair.
It's like where everything gets introduced 50 years ago. It stopped, though. Like, it used to be the place where it's like, oh, my God, they debuted the first
Is that the Men in
horseless
Black
carriage at the...
Right.
Yeah.
I would love to see Gus at the Renaissance Fair.
Nah.
No,
not?
we had a good time.
I think you would enjoy it, actually.
It's bugs.
That's it? That's your answer?
It's like out in the middle of nowhere. I don't want to get
There's
fucking...
no bugs.
There
Did you
was
get
no
bit by a
bugs.
bug?
Not one.
Not one.
And I
You
get
said
bit by
Ashley got
bugs.
bit by the something bug. That's why she's making stuff now.
Oh.
Ashley got bit by the
Shut up.
crafting bug?
Yeah. I don't get
Yeah.
bit by
God, hey, where
It was a cross-stitch bug that dropped out of a tree and bit her.
That was a good joke, but it was so lazily put across.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly. You got the idea.
It's anti-joke. I liked it. I liked it, Gus.
The
Yeah.
Expo 2017 was in Kazakhstan.
Yeah, Kazakhstan. Yeah,
We
this year.
should've gone to
This year was in
that.
Kazakhstan.
Oh my God.
Wait,
No,
next
I
year's
really
like
want-
New Orleans, the next one or something?
Next is 2019 in Beijing.
Isn't that just...
No, isn't there one in the
Why
U.S.
do that?
soon?
That I'm looking at. Oh wait, that's
Is there Minneapolis?
There's horticulture. The horticulture is in Beijing. Universal is in Dubai in 2020.
Oh, that's dope.
Why don't you just go to CES if you want new shit?
Because the World's Fair, it's like, this is the kind of a defunct thing. I don't even know why they have it anymore. Like, I was super fascinated to go to the last ever Ringling Brothers show. Ever. Like, that's been around for
Yeah.
100 and...
You went
Where
like
are you gonna go?
years
Where are you gonna go to watch an elephant get abused from now on?
Oh, no, listen to me. Listen to me.
Where can you give someone money so they can jab an elephant with a rusty hook?
like
SeaWorld.
any zoo.
It wasn't the animal cruelty stuff, which I'm not going to make any excuses for the Ringling Brothers Circus for that. But it wasn't that brought him down. What brought him down was the fact that Cirque du Soleil caused this whole revolution in smaller circuses that people were way more interested in.
Cirque du Soleil doesn't have a lot of animals, though, does it?
No, Cirque du Soleil has none.
It's just trampolines.
I mean,
and
it's
shit.
people.
Smells better.
People are animals.
People, animals.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I'm saying it wasn't the animals that brought him down, Gavin. It was the better performance that people could go to, and they
Yeah.
enjoyed it more.
I was just trying to...
That's empty. You want another one?
Yeah, we got way more over here. I'm gonna drink champagne.
Why not?
Ashley is the champagne drinker.
I can't
Is she
wait
a
to drink
mimosa kind of-
all the champagne at your house,
Dude,
for New
There's
Year's.
no effort into passing that, Kevin.
So we are.
No, you're like.
You're coming
I
over
had to reach across my mic and your mic to get it.
No, I
came over
for
last
New
night
Year's.
for New Year's.
I came over last night for New Year's.
It all depends on who comes. The trifecta is if we get Ashley, Barbara, and Bethany in the same room. It's like a champagne Armageddon.
It's just us like pouring
Sounds like the
all over
worst shit
ourselves.
ever.
Oh my gosh! It's just I threw away so many bottles of champagne last year
So you
on
said-
New Year's Day.
You said that you only invited people who you didn't want to come.
That's not what
he
I
said
said
at all.
Not at all what I said.
He said.
Not at all what I
Hey,
said.
if I go, could I take my dog?
Sure. I mean, people can bring their kids if they want to. I said that.
You made me feel bad for RSVPing yes, because you're like, I'm going to invite people who I don't think are going to come.
No. What I did, Gavin, I'm going to explain this to you
not
again.
what he said.
I'm explaining this to you again. So I'm having a New Year's party. Last night I had a New Year's party. And one of the things I did was I invited all the people who get upset if you don't invite them to something, even if you know they can't go. And
Like
there are
blank.
people who are out of town
Oh, okay.
and other people. Becca's one of them. Becca always talks about how she's very upset that nobody invites her to stuff
I never see Becca at shit.
because nobody invites her, is just what she'll say.
Oh.
But I
But she
invited...
says she wants the invite so she can turn it down.
She wants the invite, so she turned it down. All of these people so far, 100%, none of them have even bothered to turn it down and RSVP no. And it says, I did this little service. I had to pay like $1.50.
I didn't. If you invited me, I didn't get it. By the way,
Didn't I invite you?
Your name and stuff is on the
I
list.
didn't get it. Maybe there's a typo. Just you might want a refund for your buck. That's all.
So the,
But yeah, it says like if they've
Opened.
opened it.
yes.
Ooh.
I wasn't informed that you would know if I opened it. I feel
Yeah, you should.
wrong.
But you responded instantly, so who
I did,
cares?
and I said I'll be there. So
people use that in email. There's like tracking bits you can use in email. You can tell if someone's opened it or not.
that's filth.
Oh, like sales emails and
Right.
like cold
You know what it
mail
usually
emails?
is? They load like a pixel.
Right.
A pixel-sized JPEG. It's
But
somewhere in the
their
email.
pixel.
Ugh.
And it's
They own it.
your service sees if they access the pixel.
Blech.
You can block
Hate
that
that.
stuff, though. You can block it. We
No.
know somebody in your office does that.
Who, Eric?
Mm-mm.
Becca?
Nope.
Sophie?
Yeah.
Sophie?
Sophie does it. She tracks emails.
Sophie has a little pixel.
She does something. She goes, they haven't opened
Bill.
my email yet. Because after Ashley got to go to early Star Wars, I said, hey, Sophie, you're PR. You should like figure out how to get us to 2 tickets to the Star Wars premiere in LA. She's like, what? And I go, yeah, just figure it out. And she's like, okay, I'll give it a shot. She got like the Disney PR person's name, and she messaged, and there was a Star Wars PR person, and I was like asking her for updates. She's like, they haven't opened my email yet. I'm like, yeah, that's about the level we're at. They didn't even open the email. But these jerks, they have opened the email and done nothing with it. Like, I can't fault Patrick. Patrick is one of the people on the list, but Patrick just hasn't opened his.
Okay. And I'm sure you'll see I haven't opened it. 'Cause I didn't
No, you haven't opened yours yet.
Gotta make sure you type in their email right.
Why haven't you opened it, Patrick?
Because I'm not going to open it until I know the answer.
He's not going to open it until he knows
You
the
know he's
answer.
gonna
Smart man.
smack it.
I would have gone with, because I haven't been checking my work email, but if you want to say that you're
Yeah.
playing this weird game
Put some
with
thought
me,
behind
that's
that.
fine.
So there's usually a lot of, like, people like to have New Year's parties. You're having a New Year's
It's a new
party.
shirt. People like New Year's parties.
Would you rather,
Oh, Chris Ramirez has updated that he will be attending.
if you're having a New Year's party, would you rather people show up at the beginning and leave early, or show up late and stay until New Year's?
What do you mean leave early?
Because if let's say someone was invited to 2 parties and they wanted,
All that matters is if you're there at New Year's. That's all that matters.
Okay, so
Right.
you'd rather them come.
You don't want to
later.
be. You don't want to be at a New Year's party where everyone leaves at 11. You know.
Not everybody, but I'm saying like a few.
I did that. I think 2015. I went to 3 New Year's parties.
Yeah. Which
But
I asked you guys before I said I was going
midnight
to
at yours.
throw a get together. Are you guys doing anything else? And you're like, no. So
I'm committed.
you're committed.
I'm
I'll be
all
there
in on
the
yours.
whole time.
All right.
As long as the copper mug is clean and ready to go.
It's, by the way, 29 degrees that day. So
So we're not
Yikes.
going to be going on your roof.
we will not be going on my roof.
You have a fire up there?
Yeah, but
It doesn't keep you warm.
it doesn't keep you too warm.
Well, good. I will look forward to staying indoors.
And drinking shitloads of champagne.
I will bring champagne.
I like how we're talking about
To
the party
contribute.
in the future tense.
I brought
We
champagne.
had it last night.
I had a great time. I kissed someone. I don't remember who it was.
Gavin, do you remember who it was?
Oh, I thought you were saying it was me.
No.
I don't think that happened.
You get a little saucy on New Year's.
Yuck.
Look at Barbara. I think she took that personally.
Did you really?
You called me yuck.
I'm only kidding.
You've done that to Gus like 1,000
She
times.
said the last thing in the world she ever wanted to do was sit on my lap.
She said that this podcast?
Like before the podcast started, right?
Why did
Well,
that
now-
come up in conversation?
Now you should do it just to say that you... Would you really hate that?
Sit on Gus's lap.
It was the last thing in the
For me, it was
world.
eating live octopus.
I feel like I would crush Gus.
Oh, is that why?
Break him in half.
He's like 6 feet tall.
It does. I don't think it matters how tall you are.
I've sat on Jack's lap.
You want to sit on my lap, Gavin?
Yeah.
All right. Oh,
So also, I did a thing
get
on
your
this.
fanfics ready.
I left the guest list public on this thing.
I like that.
Right?
Ooh, this is beautiful, by the way.
Because I didn't want to deal with like...
Don't ever talk to me or my son ever again.
Happy New Year.
Barbara, that was great. I recommend it.
No, offer's gone.
Bernie, you up next?
You want to sit on my lap?
No, you want to sit on Gus?
Gus and I have gotten too close over the years.
Kevin's just going around sitting on everyone's lap. One
Just
by
everyone
one.
everyone in the crew.
I
Come on out.
admire. I like when people make guest lists public because then you know who not to talk about the party to.
Oh, is that what it is?
Well, just like
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I know a lot of people who are very upset to not be invited to your party.
Well, tell me who
What?
and I'll invite them.
What?
Tell me who and I'll invite them.
who?
Somebody upset?
Here you go.
Tell you after.
Really?
Well, I mean,
I can fix that.
maybe you did invite them, and maybe they were there last
I
night.
mean,
and had a great
I have
time.
people on the list that I know can't come because they're in town.
Or maybe they didn't get the email.
That's true.
Yeah, Gus, what's your story?
I don't get it.
Here, I'm going to send it again. I sent it to your address. Do you want me to RSVP for you right now?
No, I want to see this email. I want to open this email. I want you to see that I opened it.
You did have 2 conflicting times in that email, though.
I
was
did
gonna
not.
ask you. Yeah, so the invitation says 9,
Yes.
but on the event thing it says 8:30.
We'll do 9. We'll do 9.
I like
It
how he
doesn't matter 'cause-
denies it, and then
Because
it's like,
I like
okay.
coming on time to things, so I'm going to show
No,
up at
no,
8:30.
I was saying that in a mortified way. I did not.
Oh.
Because we did change times a couple times.
Ah.
And I also realized that the invitation is a digital invitation that I had to go through and modify. It should just, once you put a time in, it should modify the text of the
Because I think
invitation.
it sent like a Google Calendar automatic thing
Get the
to
fuck
me,
outta
and
here.
I think it did.
God damn.
I love
how is that
8:30.
people plan parties these days?
I know, right? Tell me about it. Request RSVP's message
You don't
guest.
go the moment a
How do
party
I get,
starts.
how do I get
do
to
you?
send you another message,
I
Gus?
go like within the first 15 minutes. Usually
You
of a party.
do?
Yeah. I like to make the most of the time I have there.
I feel like you got to wait at least an hour.
I like going right at the beginning. Bernie knows this.
But
I'm
what if they're
usually
not
the
ready?
first person to show
What
up.
if-
No,
It's like-
you're second person. You know who always the first person who would show up before you?
Blank.
Jordan Swiss.
Jordan Swears.
Was that
Nailed
right?
It. Nailed it. He'll show up early for a party.
That's too much.
It's crazy. It's
Because
what
I
were you
feel
in
like,
this for?
I feel like if the party says it starts at 8:30, you're not ready at 8:30. You don't want anyone to be there at 8:30.
You got to be ready at 8:30 if
You
that's the
gotta be
time you
ready.
put out there.
You want to be ready at you want people to show up at like 8:45.
Oh, dear. You're still like washing dishes and like things like that. You're still like
You're still lighting
But I
candles.
like-
straight and
I help.
kicking shit under the couch like that.
I come and I help.
the
Barbara's
Roomba.
a huge help. Barbara's a huge help.
I help cut cheese.
I'm not trying to impress Barbara at this point.
I'm
I mean, that
pretty sure-
ship sailed years
I'm-
ago.
Ye-
That's like it's
years
over.
ago.
I'm pretty sure you hired Barbara just because she chopped up some peppers once.
That's probably a good call. It was very influential
Yeah.
in my relationship with Barbara.
So why'd you hire me?
God, I ask myself that every day.
Because you refuse to
wanna
help
think
with
about
parking.
Universal traditions, that's mine. Black holes and then waking up every morning going, why? God, why? What was I thinking?
Oh.
So how
Do
do,
you-
how do I resend this to Gus?
Yeah, it's your service. Do you
I'm sure it is.
Maybe
when you
blocked it.
the word all right, Bernie, or the words all right? How do you spell that?
Oh, all right. Okay. So you could do
Like you're asking me, like, what do you think of the
space.
champagne? It's all right.
AL,
How do you
right.
spell that?
I would do ALRIGHT.
Yeah, I
but
would
I
do
know
two
the
words.
proper one
would?
is all right.
I think I might. It's all right. ALRIGHT. No, yeah. All right with just one word and one L to me is like when you say, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
That's where I'd use.
But that-
What about that
when I
example I
describe it
used?
that it's all right.
Right.
That's ALLRIGHT space.
What
in
if you saw someone and you were like, all right?
That's ALRIGHT.
You know what's weird about that though? When you call something all right, like
Right.
you're like it's all right, which means it's okay. But
Yeah.
all right means it's like all of it is right.
Right.
Which means it's perfect.
Correct.
I feel like it
So
That is
I'm with
strange.
you. Like I've been watching. I was watching a TV show the other day and I had the subtitles on, and these people kept saying all right, and it kept using ALL space RIGHT, and in my head I was like, no, it should be.
Well, I think that's
one
actually
word.
the proper spelling. For
What
it.
about I?
Yeah, you're right. So I looked it up, and that is the proper usage. And
Yeah.
ALRIGHT is considered improper, but it's accepted.
I think it's slang.
See,
like
I use it as a
essentially.
slang, like when people say it in conversation.
What we need is
kind
to
of like
put-
gonna.
Gonna.
I'm gonna do
We need
that.
to put an apostrophe after the L,
I.
and then it'll be grammatically correct.
But there's so much in language that's such a pain in the ass too. Like when you say something's all right, you say it's like that means it's okay.
Yeah.
But it's also you're saying, hey, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Like it's all right.
Well, it's the same with words like awesome.
Or like pretty good. Like oh, the champagne's pretty good. Or I can say champagne's pretty good. It's just like it can mean either it's very good or it's kind of
Pretty
good.
good.
Yeah.
Which is why
it's not quite good.
Which is why
Good.
texting sucks.
Oh, texting's the worst. Texting's
Yeah.
the fucking worst. I'm never having another argument as long as I live over
All of
text.
the
I'm
misery-
so done with it.
All of the misery in your life comes from texting.
It is. It is. I'm
Texting or parking.
I don't have personal conversations with any of you people, I don't think. But there are people that I literally tell in text, I'm not going to talk to you about this in text. This is a personal conversation. We need to talk in voice over it.
But you're also very bad at texting.
But by the way, Barbara and I are great texters. We have a lot of fun texting each other. You two are no fun to text.
Really? Why is
Why?
that? Am I about to shut you down? Please go on. Why am I about to text? Because I'm ready for this one.
Barbara is more enjoyable. Barbara is more enjoyable to text than you are, Gus, and I'm going to stick by that.
We need some information to
You're
support
pretty
this
good.
claim.
Gus is shitty at text.
Let me show you something here, Gavin.
I'm a great texter. I'm a
This
great
is
friend.
me texting
You are.
Bernie.
Yeah?
You would think I would get a reply, right?
Lots of you. That's like 5, 6, 7, 8.
To be aware,
10 messages in a row without a reply.
full information.
Over the course
He made me aware of a situation that I had to deal with.
over the course of 12 days.
10 texts over 12 days, no response.
Is that true?
Yeah.
It's impossible.
I'm a bad texter,
It's
guys.
impossible.
Hey, bad texter. Bad texter.
I can't live with you being
He
a
didn't
better
say
friend
you're
than I am.
bad. He said you're not fun.
You also didn't reply to my email.
I didn't get your fucking email, and you know I didn't.
Did it maybe go into your junk?
I checked.
Oh.
Don't have it.
What about
check
your other
your junk?
junk?
He finally replied. He finally replied when I saw he had a bottle of liquor, so I gave him a drink recipe for that bottle of liquor.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when he finally
You're
replied.
so thoughtful as a friend.
Yeah.
I'm a bad texter.
How come you never text me, Gus?
When did I last text Barbara? Let me look. I slack you sometimes for some reason.
You do.
I messaged you today about the real estate thing that you messaged me.
You did message. Congratulations. You replied to a text. Good texter 2018.
Look at all the blue. Look at it. It never stops.
It's like 1 in every 7 messages.
No, it's not. Look. Picture of my
Hold on.
whiskey. Why are you taking a picture of my whiskey?
All right, blue, blue,
and
blue.
Thanks, boo.
That's what I said. You replied. That's when you finally replied.
Gray, gray.
All right, and listen.
Gray.
Listen.
Gray.
Then I said a thing to you. This is me starting a conversation with Gus, and he says, "Oh yeah, I might do that. By the way, you have this huge crisis in your life you should be aware of." I went to go deal with the crisis.
And then over the course of 12 days, I kept texting you and you didn't reply.
You didn't say thanks for the crisis.
No! What? Where? It's all one thing. Did you send me other stuff that I didn't get?
2018.
The last text I have
fam.
from you is the timestamp for where the crisis begins.
Have you checked your junk?
Before that,
Oh, before that. Well, I can't be
it
responsible.
was
I can't be responsible for who I used to be.
But it's not that you're bad at replying. You're just bad at conveying information over text.
No, I'm fine. You sent me a bunch of stupid stuff. You sent me a ice tray with Tesla-shaped ice. I don't want to respond to that because you're awful. Then you sent me some stuff for the podcast.
right.
You sent me a picture for JD as a kid, and I put a little heart on it.
Oh, yeah, see, that's
I apologized to Patrick earlier today for not texting him back quickly on something. I'm a great texter, he says.
Listen,
Oh.
Patrick's an angel. We can't drop Patrick down to our level.
He brought himself into it. He sent me a message.
I feel like with texting Gavin, he's never excited about what I'm texting him about.
I sent you something.
Example?
I sent you something crazy today.
And I laughed. I
Via
was
text.
like,
I know.
it made me laugh.
I'm backing you up
Yeah.
here.
Oh. I don't know. I always feel like you're never excited when I text you. Like, today we're going to get Bez after the podcast, and I was like, hey, you still down for Bez? And you go, yee. Like, not like, yes, I am looking
it was
forward
ye
to...
with like 3 E's. How many E's were on the ye?
Oh, how many E's were there? That is important.
Yeah. Look how many E's were on it.
If it's ye, like Y-E, then I'm like, yeah, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
If there's multiple E's, then
How
he's
many
okay.
how many multiple E's would qualify as...
Any
something
more than
wrong?
one.
Yeah, any more than one.
There are 3
Gus,
E's.
I'm now going to forward this to you.
Do you like how I used that color?
I did.
I do feel like I should fix the thing. It's 9 o'clock, not 8:30.
So the thing I sent to Gavin earlier was if you buy an iMac Pro and you forget to add a space gray trackpad to it, there's no way to add that trackpad later or buy one. You have to buy a whole new iMac Pro.
I assume the same thing is the same for the
Give
black
up.
lightning cable.
Right.
Listen, intervention. Give up on this company. Just give up on them. Give up on Apple.
How's your iPhone?
Just be done.
Is it good?
Just be done.
You're a blue person?
Listen, if
You're
you
a blue
give up on
person.
iPhone,
I know 'cause I send you all those
give up on
messages and I don't
iPhone.
get 'em.
I'll do it. I'm ready to go.
It's like a suicide pact.
I'm like
know.
in the doorway of the plane. I'm ready to jump. I'm ready to go.
But do you have a ticket for that plane?
And you're
Or
like,
is it just a
Pachinki,
flight?
that's cool. Pachinki, where do you want to go? You want to go Manson? Where do you want to go? And I'm like, fucking just pick one. Let's go.
You're the one who's always switching.
I will go. I'm so happy with my PC. It just, you watched it update.
What phone would you get if you switched away from
Pixel
iPhone?
2. I get Pixel
Can
2.
you use your
Or I get a
PC
Razer
yet?
phone.
Is the
That
update
thing looks
done?
pretty fucking
You want to
cute.
get a Samsung Galaxy S8 or whatever? S1?
No, I get the
A
Pixel 2.
Razer? Are we in like 2004 again?
No.
not Motorola Razer.
Razer, like the
Oh, I've
PC
never
company.
made that connection.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
not like a flip phone.
Oh, I didn't realize they did
Razer
phones.
with an E.
Razer with an E.
Oh, not Razer.
You're-
Not
Rosa.
R-A-Z-R.
That was my
By the
first
way,
phone.
where's my vessel?
I don't know. Didn't come again. Another
Ba, ba, ba,
Christmas.
ba.
That's like, what, the third Christmas
I think it's the third or fourth. Yeah.
Are they still promising to even make it, or is that
Yeah,
gone?
they give you updates every now and then.
I think they just sat there waiting for technology to exist.
Yeah,
But it
probably.
doesn't yet.
There's a
They're holding on
smart
to, like-
toaster oven. Have you seen this thing I tell you about the June intelligent oven?
No.
It
You're right.
takes pictures of your food. You put food in it, and it has a camera in it. And it goes, those are cookies. And it says, here's how long you should cook these for. And then, like, if you cook bacon in it, it gives you, or whatever you cook, it records a time lapse of your food cooking and then sends it to you.
How does it send it to you?
Who knows?
Can you, like, have it auto-post it to, like, Twitter or Instagram and have just, like, an Instagram account of what you have cooked in your toaster oven?
All I know is to go, that's really cool. That's awesome. Let me look at that. Oh, it's $1,500 for a
Jesus.
toaster oven.
Oh,
Nope.
Just
Yeah.
put a GoPro in an oven.
I agree. Yeah. Just, I mean, it'd be cheaper, right?
Yeah.
It's just like,
It would only work once. but just replace it.
But you would never use that feature after you did it one time. But that
I have a toaster oven. I think I paid $25 for it. How many of those could I buy for fucking $1,500?
I don't even have a toaster oven. I have a toaster and I have an oven.
Yeah, I have a toaster. So a toaster oven is like a teeny oven.
It's a mini oven.
I have one in the bus. I have a little toaster.
Don't you also have like a fireplace in there or something?
Yeah. What do you think? I'm going to cook food in the fireplace?
Oh,
like I'm on the range?
Fireplace pizza.
That sounds
really
Yeah,
good.
you can make legit
get one of those
pizza.
clay.
Like a pizza stone?
Yeah.
See, my dream used to be to get night vision goggles. I think I've switched now, and I'd like to get one of those. I saw an outdoor pizza oven. That seems like ultimate cool thing.
Have you seen the one at Bufalina?
Take another little piece of my heart.
I guess it would be cool to have a dedicated pizza oven in my house. It just seems like I'm not going to dedicate the square footage to that.
Is it Bufalina?
Yeah. Have you seen the one at Bufalina?
I thought it was Buffalina.
It looks like it's really cool.
What about
No.
By Felicia?
I want an
There's a
oven
new
that looks like
pizza
that.
place up on Burnett.
That's the second location. I've never been to that one. There's another one.
Is that
that's like-
Bufalina?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that guy. I went there.
Yeah, that's the
with the
hipster
kids.
pizza.
Yeah, they have like these. They name the ovens. They give them names.
Like Charlotte?
Like this is Gino. You know,
Wow.
Dave.
and or not, probably not Dave, but okay. But I met the owner of the place was saying hello to people in line and like introducing them to the restaurant and everything. I was like, okay, I'll come back here because this guy's an entrepreneur and he's like busting his fucking ass. It's like that people don't realize how much people appreciate that when the owner is there or the manager is like greeting people and bringing them in.
On the subject of cameras and toaster ovens, because I have one of those Ring doorbells, mine started sending me alerts for like stuff in the
You
neighborhood.
have a Ring doorbell?
I know what you mean.
I have a shouting doorbell.
They were once the sponsor of this podcast, so I know all about them. Hey,
Were they?
weren't they? Oh shit.
Were they?
Either way,
Remember.
I got an alert. I don't know. It's just started sending me shit from the neighborhood. Like anything within like 5 miles, I guess, is like people can share their doorbell footage.
Really?
So I was like, what is this about? Yeah, and it was like 4 miles away. I was like, I'll watch this clip. It was a guy walking up to someone's front door, spitting, like just gauzing a load of shit down, and then taking a hit from a crack pipe, and then walking off.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Fuck! Into the doorbell thing.
Just like by the front door, just like that's where I'm going to take a hit of crack. That's great.
As you do.
What a great feature.
Yeah.
Also, tons of people in Austin be nicking packages off doorsteps.
Oh, really? That's a
Yeah.
bummer.
Yeah. And you don't know what you're going to get because you can subscribe to like
Did you see that video
shampoo.
of the guy who? There's a person who kept having packages stolen from his door, and he put this package that would spring when someone would touch it.
It wasn't a spring. It was like a shotgun shell, wasn't it?
Was
Oh,
it?
I've seen those. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
I know
a blank.
it made like a sound like,
I think it was a blank from
but I thought
a.
it just like sprung.
I think it was just gunpowder in a shell. So it's like.
So people would like go up to it, touch it, and like it would explode, and then they would run away.
Holy shit. Yeah, I'd run away too.
Yeah,
Pretty sure that's illegal. Is that illegal?
stealing packages
Trap
off
people
people's
like that?
doors.
Yeah.
There was a case of
I mean,
a
you
dude.
can't kill people with automated guns, can you?
Well, there was a case that I want to say was North Dakota. We talked about it on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Where there was an exchange student, and he was living in the U.S., and a guy set up a trap for him where he put an open garage door, and I want to say he put a purse in the middle of the garage, and this person was walking by, saw the purse, walked in, took the purse, he popped out with a shotgun and shot the guy and killed him.
That's like hunting. That's like baiting.
Yeah, baiting and hunting someone, yeah. Am I getting the details of that?
It's pretty
somewhat
much
right?
the same thing.
Is that like trying to find an excuse to kill someone?
I'm gonna look this up.
It seems like, and I
Entrapment.
think he got convicted of a crime for doing that.
What was the crime?
It was Montana.
Murder?
Oh yeah. But could he have claimed self-defense?
No, because he set up the scenario for this to happen.
70 years in prison.
It's a lot.
In Missoula courtroom, Missoula, Montana, Montana homeowner is sentenced to 70 years in prison for the shotgun killing of a German exchange student. And I believe that was the circumstances of the German exchange student being killed. Sorry, I have my sound on. Look at all those chickens.
Look at all those chickens.
You guys, I was about to ask a really stupid question. I was like, do you ever regret not doing like an exchange student thing? But you're both from a different country living here. Gus, do you ever regret not doing that?
I grew up next to a different country.
I know. Yeah.
Didn't you also live in Puerto Rico for a bit?
Yeah, but I was an adult.
I feel like America and Canada and Mexico are very kind of contiguous experiences.
You're right. They're all connected.
It's
Well,
like,
Canada and
I
America
feel like,
especially.
what?
Canada and America.
Canada and America especially. Although, and I guess there's a language barrier going on in Mexico, and the culture's significantly different. But when when I go to places like San Antonio, it just feels extremely integrated, and we don't ever talk about
The theft of Mexico from a sovereign state.
Go ahead.
By the United States.
What was the wait. The country Texas became a country before it joined the US. You think it was the US that caused the revolution in Texas?
Absolutely.
I just think they were just assholes. I think they were just like
bunch of assholes from the United States.
I think they were white people like most of the people that were in America.
I do wish I could have done an exchange program because I think that would have been a cool experience. Going to like France or something.
Oh, you're going to France?
Yeah.
You made a pilgrimage though, right?
To Israel.
To Israel.
Yeah.
And how long was that?
That was 2 weeks, 14 days.
2 weeks,
I did birthright.
Sounds like a vacation.
So
Practically was.
Because Israel has mandatory military service.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to get out of that, or is it just if you were born there?
If you were born there.
If you're born there,
I believe,
Yeah.
or if you move there by a certain age, I think.
So it's
maybe?
for citizens.
Yeah.
Right.
Citizens.
And isn't all that paid for by like the supreme Jewish money pot?
Go ahead. Money?
The supreme Jewish money pot. You mean the birthright trip?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's paid by like synagogues and
It's like a
other like
fund.
rich Jewish people.
That's what
especially.
religions do. They do things that reinforce the religion. Like
I mean,
in the
I was
Mormon
raised
church,
Catholic.
they pay for people to go on these.
They never sent me anywhere.
What's the Mormon thing called? Mission? They send them on mission. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Where for 2 years they go around and spread the word.
Yeah.
The Mormon religion.
Knock on doors, ride
Yeah.
bikes.
Yeah, I think that it was a great trip. I think it was really important to experience that and to like learn more about that culture and where we're all from.
Do you think we should have mandatory, maybe not military service,
Yes.
but civil service in this country?
I think we should have mandatory military service.
Military service, really? You say
Absolutely.
military. I think
Yeah.
we should have civil service, and military could be a possible option
I feel
for
like
that.
the military is such a large part of our national budget, and the U.S. is so involved worldwide on a military basis. I think more people should have an understanding and a respect for it. And I think that, yeah, we should all have mandatory service.
You didn't join the military, though.
I didn't know. If it was mandatory, I would.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You can join the military. Can you join the military?
I'm probably way too old now to join the military.
What's the cutoff? It's like 34, right?
Don't you
something
want?
like that.
Don't you want world peace instead?
Yeah, the military does a lot of humanitarian aid as well.
It's true you could
Humanitarian
never be
effort.
a pilot if you don't have 20/20 vision, right?
I think that's
Is that a
correct.
thing? Okay.
They don't want to wait for you to put your contacts in or
Yeah.
my glasses.
My glasses.
You probably just have to, when you're getting a private pilot certification, you have to pass a health examination. Mm-hmm. It's called a third-class airman medical exam.
Finger on the
And-
butt?
What's that? Oh, you have to figure out where to park the plane. And then, so I assume for military jets and things, it's first class, probably. I mean, I'm assuming.
Makes
that-
sense.
Probably more stringent,
Yep.
I think the
Oh, you can now enlist in the Air Force all the way up until you're 39.
Oh.
Oh.
astronauts must be the toughest health-wise to
I
get.
just think they're dumb.
What?
I just think they have no, the astronauts they just don't have any regard for their personal safety.
What
That's
are you
I
on
think.
about?
That's what I
They're like
don't
the top of
maybe
their
dumb
field.
wasn't the right word. I just think there's there's courage, and then there's just no awareness of danger of any kind whatsoever.
How's
Yeah.
that different to someone on the front lines of war?
Well, they're ordered to go there.
Well, I kind of
Sure,
see
but
what
they
I never heard of
joined-
anybody showing up at a war and going, "Hey, where's the front line? Can I go there?" I just want to.
I kinda see
What
what
you
you're
know,
saying.
I'm just hanging
In
out.
this country, they joined the military.
I brought
They were
my own
ready.
gun.
That doesn't mean they were dumb.
I'm not saying dumb. Dumb was the wrong thing to say. I'm just saying they have no regard for their personal safety.
Well, some people would rather sacrifice their own safety for the furtherment.
Well, no,
Human race.
but I kind of see what you're saying. It makes me think of the scene in The Right Stuff where they're showing the capsule, like the Mercury capsule for the first time, and the astronauts say, well, where's the window? We need to be able to look out. They're like, well, a window's not safe. Like, we need to make this whole capsule metal, otherwise it could fail. They're like, no, we need a window. That way we can fly. Like, you're not going to fly. You're just in the capsule. Like, no, we need a window. So they have to figure out how to put a window on this thing.
People getting experimental planes and stuff like that. It's just fuck it.
But how does any technological leap happen without people like that?
Without
No,
windows?
we need them. That we have to. There's a certain percentage of the population. I'm saying they're critical,
Well,
and I
you said
admire
you
them.
would- didn't
But
you
there
say
is a
you would-
point at which there's self-awareness, there's self-preservation, and then there's a point where you go beyond that where it's
Didn't you say you'd go to Mars and never come back?
Yeah.
Would you really, though?
I can't wait for
I
that
don't
to
know.
happen.
You wouldn't really.
It'd be cool to go to Mars, I think.
But to
You
never
can't come back.
I mean, what's here, really?
Us, Gus.
Mars
What's
would
here?
suck, though.
How about everything that's ever happened?
Yeah, but then you could make everything that's ever happened on Mars.
Ooh, that's a cool. But yeah,
Yeah, if you go to
Let's
Mars,
see.
everything that's ever happened
It's like
didn't
We're
happen.
way too old
It's
for
like
that.
the first or the best ever. Like, I'm shitty at everything on Earth, but it's like, oh, that guy, Gus, he jumped the furthest
you
on
be-
Mars.
could
You were
be
talking
imagine-
about
He's like the
history.
long jump champion.
you-
He's got every gold medal on Mars.
Imagine being the first person to jack off on Mars.
Yeah. Fucking semen floating off into space.
The
Is that how
best.
Mars works?
I know.
You're in the Guinness Book of Mars records. You're like every single fucking
It'd
thing.
be a
40
list
meter
of
cum
shit
shot.
that Gus has done. It'd be like Gus's shopping list would be a record on
Yeah.
everything that's ever happened.
The first person to step on Mars will be fucking amazing. And I hope that happens in our lifetime. It looks like it will. That'll be amazing. That'll be amazing.
Amazing.
How's it more amazing than the moon?
Because it's a different planet.
Further.
Moon's a piece of shit.
The moon is like, it's not
What
a
if the
different
moon
planet.
is listening to this podcast right now?
The only reason the moon isn't a different planet is
Strong
because
opinions about the moon.
It hit the Earth.
it orbits Earth, right?
Yeah.
What about it?
It doesn't orbit the sun, it orbits Earth.
Right?
Mars doesn't, orbits the sun. Is it really that different, though?
It
It's
is.
red instead of white. It's bigger.
It's further
got
away.
ice.
Sure.
It's got eyes.
It's got an
But how,
atmosphere.
you're already
Yeah.
landing on like an extraterrestrial lump.
I'm not saying the moon thing wasn't cool. It was cool.
We're saying
Landing on
Mars
a
is
different
cooler.
planet is huge.
Why?
Because it is the gateway to us getting off of this planet exclusively.
There's a giant no
which is the
parking
only way we
sign
can
on
survive.
it that says no humans.
It is
have
literally
to be a
only a matter of
resident.
time until this planet is not habitable. Either a meteor hits it, the sun explodes, whatever. We know that will happen. We know it. So we have to, if we're going to survive as a species, we have to get off this planet.
Yes.
But do we have to survive as a species?
Yes.
Well, we don't have to.
Look at this. If you ask the astronauts and the test pilots, nah, let's just fucking,
Just go
hurdle
down with
ourselves at
Earth.
walls
Earth
and
had a
shit.
good run. We
In
were from Earth.
2018, Earth had a good run.
I mean, even like Richard Garriott, he's
Have
a
you played
normal
Mass
person
Effect?
who then went on to be a business magnate in the video game world, then decides he wants to go into fucking outer space. That's a certain level of lunacy it takes to go into the...
Lunacy.
There you go. That's why they call it lunacy. Anybody who says, I want to get close to the moon is a lunatic.
Yep.
Well done.
All right. Let's wrap this up.
All right.
So thanks everybody for watching. Hope your 2018 has started okay. And we'll see you guys next week.
Happy New
To the moon,
Year.
Alex.
Okay. Hope it was
Bye.
okay.
Love you.